Kids don't forget.
Kids don't forget.
You kids don't forget.
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 Kids don't forget. Kids don't forget.
Justin, what up, baby?
What's going on, man?
How you feeling?
Hanging.
Glad to have you here.
You know it, man.
First of all, did I say your name correctly?
Yeah.
It's hard to mispronounce Justin.
Actually,
Your name has been mispronounced?
Yeah.
What have you gotten?
Jason.
You get Jason a lot?
Especially like older people.
Right.
They just quick to say what they think they heard. Hey, Justin, come here. Jason. Yo, my name is Justin.
Right.
Get it. It's all good.
It sounds the same thing. Like I tell people my name Khalid, and then 10 seconds later they'll be like, all right, Khalid, nice to meet you. What were some of your nicknames growing up?
They called me JKP and Just.
JKP, what is that?
That's like my initials.
Your initials.
First, middle, and last.
So how would somebody know like your initials?
They had to be like friends from when we were young.
Okay.
Like not street or when I was like in my teens or nothing like that. More so when we were kids, maybe like middle school, coming into the high school.
Okay.
Not so much after high school because I wouldn't really so much say my middle name. You
Right.
had already been calling me JKP.
Okay.
And you were calling me that without knowing what the K stand for. You just knew JKP.
So nobody you met like 10 years ago will call you JK. It's impossible.
They might call me JKP, but they definitely not gonna know what the K stand for.
Okay. By the way, do you want to get that shout out? What does the K stand for?
Kai.
Okay.
Kai, K-A-I.
Okay.
Some people call it. See, my name got chipped a lot. From Justin to Jason.
Okay.
My middle name's Kai, K-A-I. They chipped that up, called me Kyle. And my last name's Patton.
Okay.
They chipped that up, called me Peyton. So
Peyton.
from Justin Kai Patton to Jason Kyle Peyton.
Totally different person.
And I know a guy named Jason Peyton. So he's an electrician too. So it's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
So where are you from?
Camden,
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Okay. Do you claim a specific neighborhood?
I grew up on Morton Street, right down the street from the ice cream parlor.
Oh, the Whitman Park section.
Yeah, well, they call it Whitman Park section, but we on the other side of Mount Ephraim, so it's more so like Morton Street to me.
Okay. How would you describe Morton Street and your neighborhood growing up?
You heard the what's the saying? It takes a village.
To raise a child.
That street was a village.
Okay.
From the top to the bottom, they all gonna whip your tail, boy. The whole street, and they gonna take you home and say like, yeah, he was up there acting up. I had to tear him up.
Okay.
But to help, mold you.
What were the types of personalities on your block?
It ranges.
Okay.
It's like a wide range. We have a police officer at one end of the spectrum, then we got alcoholics, and then we got everything in between. Every of them was hardworking.
Okay.
Went to work, you know what I'm saying? Spent their weekends doing what they did.
Okay.
Enjoying their time, their adult time.
So you mentioned Big John.
Yeah, that was my neighbor.
Okay.
Next to we lived on the corner of Morton and Newport Street. It's on the corner. It's a corner house.
Okay.
My neighbor directly straight right next to me, I'm 1099, so he will be 1097.
Okay.
He was Big John. He might have been, well, as a kid, everything was magnified. Like some people might have been 6'1", but as a child, he might have been 6'6" to you as a child.
Right.
So I'm 6'4" now, so a lot of people don't really seem that tall to me no more. But as a kid,
right.
He felt about 6'5".
Got it.
He was big.
Okay.
And he would get ripped. He would get ripped. And then I had another neighbor next to him. They were younger, it was a mother and her two daughters.
Okay.
They didn't really do what they did. Then I had another neighbor named John. He was next to them. Then across the street, I had Miss Marie, Mr. Marvin. Miss Marie was about 4'11", 5 feet, yellow, light skin. And Mr. Marvin was, I'm quite sure, Mr. Marvin was 6'5".
Okay.
Jerry Curl, Rick James type guy.
Okay.
And all they did was get drunk and argue with Miss Marie. Then I had Miss Brenda, coming up this way. And I'm not naming everyone, I'm just naming the pillars.
Right.
Because, we had people that came and went, but these people were
always there.
Always
there.
Got
it.
Uncle Horace and his family. Across the street, next to Uncle Horace was Sean Hall. He had brothers Daryl. I can't think of him. It's not off the top of my head. Sean just passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's like he's like family. Morton Street was all like family. Across from him was Angie, my sister, cousin slash sister, Nycki. She had her friends live right there.
Okay.
Miss Hannah, across the street, Hachi and Miss Ruth and his mother. Then we had Trina. It was just, and all those people that I named,
Right.
well, you out here cussing? You down here throwing rocks? And everybody that I named, they had the right to go up top on you, and wasn't nothing going to happen to them.
Okay.
You're going to go home and you're going to get another one.
Okay.
So it was like getting in trouble on Morton Street, you're going to get in trouble twice.
So it was like a village parenting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got it,
Absolutely.
got it,
You know what I'm
got
saying? You went to the store, listen, man, all day long. You're talking about all day. Store runs. Hey, Justin, go to the store.
Right.
And you know, we're talking about the 80s, man.
Okay.
They giving up quarters and stuff. Come on, bro. Like they can keep the change.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? They give me $3. Stuff come to $2.79. Like, yo, what change? But you know, at the time it was penny candy, so
Right,
you're
right.
coming out with 20 pieces of candy with the change. You pretty much straight.
Okay.
But you know, it was. I love growing up on that strip, though.
Were you an only child?
I'm my mother's only child.
Okay.
My mom had one. She was one and done.
Okay.
I said, that's it.
Okay.
My father, he had 9.
Your father had 9 kids?
9 children.
How many of them did you grow up with?
None.
Okay.
I met them. It was like sporadically as we were children. He tried, you know, to bring us around each other, but I guess once he started running,
Right.
you know, everybody's parents and their mothers are taking care of them and doing what they're doing. We kind of all fell out.
Okay.
And it's a funny story. Me and my sister, Lashida, we graduated together. We graduated the same year.
I was about to say, if you were 10 years old, how old was she?
10.
She was 10. Okay.
Like, this how you know my pop was playing. You don't have the same
right.
mom.
Right.
Like, he got 5 by this one woman, and he played.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, me and Lashida, we get the 9th grade. Now, Lashida's very attractive. She's beautiful. It's my sister.
Right.
Running the family, you know what I'm saying? So I'm, you know, 9th grade, trying to talk to her, push up, you know, hey, you know what I'm saying, get your phone number.
Right.
We exchange phone numbers. We get to talking, and one day, we just, you know, general conversation, and we're talking about, you know, family, you know, parents, you know, stuff like that. And we
Okay.
get on talking about fathers, and it's like, yeah, what's your dad name? My dad name is Thomas Evans, but they call him Pete.
Okay.
So I think it was either she went with, my dad name is Pete,
Right.
and I said, well, my dad name is Thomas, but they call him Pete. Or she said, my dad name is Pete, and they call him Thomas. Something like that.
Right.
And so it's like, hold it, the name's like, oh, that's my dad's name. And then it's like, well, what's your last name? What's his last name? And she said, his last name is Evans. And I'm like, oh, that's my father's whole name. Like Thomas, Pete, and Evans. Like, that's him.
Right.
So my mom's upstairs at the time. I run upstairs and say, yo, Mom, what's my sister's name? And she started running down my sister's names. Like,
Right.
you got a sister named Peanut, you got a sister named Stacy, you got a sister named Lashida. I ran downstairs, got on the phone like, ew. Like, you're my sister. Like, ew.
Wow.
And it's like, we just been like tight.
Ever since.
Ever since. Like,
Okay. Okay.
but you know, I try to take that as motivation, like not to do the same thing.
Okay.
With my kids, like, I mean, regardless of, you know, where life take you, you
Right.
might have children that's over here, some over here. It's on that man to make sure that those kids know each other.
Okay.
And they got some kind of rapport with each other, because a situation like that could have turned ugly.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if we never talked about our parents?
Right.
And we're like fast kids. It could have went left.
Kissing her,
Oh,
knocking
come
her
on,
down.
Ew, come on.
Right.
You feel me? But,
Right.
but so it's a learning process.
So you clearly didn't grow up with both parents.
Nah.
Okay.
My mother, her and my pop, they, you know, he was doing his thing.
So before you get started, did you ever live with both of them at one time?
I can't say, listen, I'm old now, right? 43. So, I remember them being in the house together, but I was so young, I don't remember if it was a relationship. He was there before.
Okay.
He stayed there before.
Okay.
But growing up now, knowing what he had going on over here and over there and over there, he was just there. He wasn't there. He was just there for that time. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
But I had the ultimate substitute, so I kind of like did grow up with the mother and the father.
All right, so let's get into that. What was your ultimate substitute?
My grandmother and my grandfather,
Okay.
they held me down.
What are their names?
Skip
What's
a
your
beat.
What's your grandmom's name?
Petey, Etta Marie Patton. They called her
Okay.
Petey,
Miss Petey.
Miss Petey.
Okay.
And my grandfather's name was William Arthur Patton.
What would I call him?
Smokey, Mr. Smoke.
Mr. Smokey. Okay.
Drove Cadillacs and Oldsmobiles. That's all he did.
Okay.
Tore up the streets. Oh, they called it the graveyard stretch down. You know, we did this so much because my grandfather, I went to the store. Bro, going to the store, my pop, we had to go to, we grew up on Morton and Mount Ephraim, like right off of Mount Ephraim.
Okay.
Pathmark was the mark. You know, everybody went to Pathmark, especially on our side.
Right.
I went to Pathmark like 3 or 4 times a day with my grandfather because he's always messing up the list. Like, come on, Pop. If she said get a head of cabbage, you get lettuce, and he just, every time. So he got hip. He started buying both. Like, I'm gonna get 1 head of lettuce and 1 head of cabbage. That's why I do that to this day now. Like, look, I'm not going back to the store.
Right. Now we got cell phones. You can take a picture.
Yeah,
Is this what you want?
Because I'm not coming back.
Right.
But anyway, from Ferry Avenue up until, I want to say, Van Hook Street.
Okay.
It's no lights. It's just street. And this is what he did every time. He called it the graveyard stretch.
The graveyard stretch.
But you know, that's where the graveyard stretch, the graveyard started at Ferry Avenue.
Okay, right.
He catch that light, he be looking at me like, yeah, buckle up. Get ready to see what this thing can do, baby. This fucker got the oldies 98 playing.
Right.
And he gunning. Whoa. He trying to do 100. Bro, we from Van Hook Street to Ferry Avenue.
How many blocks would you say that is?
City blocks, our blocks, that could be good 4 or 5 blocks.
So 4 or 5 blocks to
But
get to a...
This is a straight, no stops, no nothing. It's just go.
Right.
That's what he did, bro. Every day, man. Like,
Every day.
Didn't miss, we went to the store 4 times. He did 4 graveyard stretches every time. But that's, you know, old head, man. He been through stuff. You know what I'm saying? They lived their life, and they was
So-
trying to give me what they had.
Were your grandparents young enough to replace as your parents?
Not necessarily. My grandfather was born in 1920.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My grandmother was born in 1929.
Okay.
So you figure, I was born in 78, so my grandfather was 58 when I came in.
Right.
My grandmother was 49.
Right.
49. So once I started getting of age, they were getting up there. You figure I'm
Right,
10, my
right.
grandfather's going on 70, 68.
Right.
My grandmother's 59 going on 60.
Okay.
So, but they did a great job though, like,
How so?
they provided for me, just not like, you know, clothing, shelter, and like food. Like they gave me like love. Like I never missed my dad. Like my grandfather took care of me so well that I don't even hold a grudge towards my father.
So you never really had a relationship with your actual
Like,
dad?
nah, like not really. Like I know my pop.
You know who he is
Yeah,
when
I
you
know who
see
he
him?
is. Like, yo, pop, what's up? Like, but I'm so cool that he wouldn't tell if I don't like him or not.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna. For one, that's my pop. Like without him, I would be somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And my grandfather, they held me down. He held me down so well, and he showed me what a man was supposed to do. It's like I really don't even hold no grudge. Like I chalk it up like my pop he wasn't able to do that. That wasn't his strong point. You know what I'm saying? He was a man. We all were there at one point where, you know, you probably at a place in your life now, and you be like, when I was 25, I couldn't do none of this. Some people take a little longer to get to where they need to be. And at the time we was having all these children, he wasn't ready to be a father.
Got it.
So
Got it.
and that's what life do.
So what about your mom?
It's my dog.
Okay.
Like
What was her name?
Rosalind Patton.
Rosalind. Okay.
Miss
Okay.
Roz.
Is she recently passed away?
Yeah, 2018, October 10, 16, 18.
Condolences.
Thank you. Yeah, 10, 16, 18, man. That was like,
Hit you hard?
it's my baby, man.
Okay. So your dad was not around. Your mom was around?
Every
So
day. Like,
you live with your
I
grandparents?
had, my mom had her own spots. I had rooms there.
Okay.
And I used to go stay with my mom. I go stay with my grandma. But like the way schooling was, I went to Bonzo. My grandma lived right around the corner.
In Whitman
So,
Park, Bonzo?
yeah.
Okay.
So I would pretty much stay with my grandparents and just go there like that.
Okay.
My mom lived off Fairview, Crest Fair. This is before. See, some people, that might go over some people's heads. Crestbury,
Right.
when we were kids.
The apartment complex in
Yes,
Fairview,
yes.
Crestbury.
When we were kids, it was, you go down 8th Street. You got apartments on this side of 8th, apartments on that side of 8th.
Okay. 8th Street in Centerville.
Yeah, but if you go down, when you come, 8th Street comes going towards downtown.
Okay.
If you come down Morgan Boulevard,
Right.
you can make the left into Fairview.
Okay.
And then or you can make the right onto 8th Street. Now,
Okay.
when you make that right, that's all one way. When you make the left, that part of 8th Street is two ways.
Okay.
So you can turn in and go into the complex.
Okay.
So, one side, it used to be Crest Fair.
It was called Crest Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
The right side of the apartments was Crest Fair. The left side of the apartments was Canterbury.
Interesting.
Two different, it was two
Really?
different, yeah, it was two different apartment complexes.
So Crest Fair and Canterbury.
So whoever purchased it, they must have purchased both, and they combined it and made it Crestbury.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah, that's when we were kids. We lived over here, Crest Fair. Over that side, I mean, it was close. You know, you could throw a rock and hit somebody's
Right,
house.
right.
But it was two different. It was two different complexes.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was Crestbury, Canterbury. and Crest Fair. So my mom, she had apartments out there. She had apartments out Centerville first. Sheridan Apartments. Then she moved to. We originally lived out Sheridan. Then we went to Fairview, and then she had a house on Atlantic.
Okay.
I always had my own room and everything with my mom. But, you know, I was spoiled, so I always had my own room and everything with my grandparents. So it was like, wherever I wanted to go, I'm gonna go.
So you literally went wherever you went.
Yeah,
wherever you wanted.
Yeah, my grandma never, she's not gonna tell me no.
Okay.
She's, you know, you wanna come here? Come on. But yeah, but my mom, she was like my friend. Like, losing her was like humbling.
Okay.
It made me have sometimes it's like in some instances it make me harder.
Okay.
But it's all humbling. Like, I'm more so, it's like harder because I find myself being in a lot more emotional than I normally would, because, you know, sometimes we'll bring it up and I have to think about her.
Okay.
Or I might be driving, I could be walking through Home Depot buying material. and
Right.
I might just think about her.
Okay.
I might have to pull over in the aisle, sit down and really wipe my face because I would really cry.
Now you said she was your friend. Growing up, did she feel like your friend? Did she feel like your mom?
She felt like my mom.
Okay.
She
Okay.
she ain't never used no belt. And I was like one of them trying kids. I wasn't bad, I'm gonna be out here getting into mischief and stuff. I was just like figuring out, you know, I might take all the doorknobs off. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Or you know, keep slamming that door, you knock that hole in the back of the room.
Right.
The back of the door on the wall.
back of the door, yep.
You know, we talking about back in the day, so
Right.
you know, we had door stoppers on the bottom. And you know, once that break, the door.
Yeah, because it break off, right.
But my mom used to say, put that door stop back on because you're knocking the holes in the wall.
Right.
So once I get the hole in the wall, I'm like, oh man. You know, so I would get baking soda, Comet, toothpaste.
To try to patch up the wall.
I'm making spackle and put water, and I'll be just mixing that stuff up, and it's looking like cake, and I would smear it all in there. Mom come home and be like, I told you to put this damn doorstop on her. Boom, 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 boom. Hit me with body shots. I mean, I needed that.
Right,
Because
right.
my pot wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? She had a husband. She had men before. She wasn't just single.
Right.
Like that. But she had a guy, his name was Ben. This is probably the best. He loved her. He
Okay.
passed away when I was young.
Okay.
But, you know, then she, did what moms do. But for the most part, she held it down.
Okay.
She loved.
What was your relationship like with your grandmother? What was her nickname
Petey.
again? Petey. Miss Petey.
My grandma was, they all they was man, they held me down. I was spoiled.
Who was she? Give us the 30-second synopsis of who she was for people who don't know her.
She was what they call the matriarch.
Okay.
She held the family together.
Okay.
It's because no one's gonna say I'm not doing it to her. No, I can't come. I can't do it. She say do it, it's a wrap. It's getting done. So I don't care if it's I had uncles that went in and out of prison. Weekends back in the 80s, you would be able to get clothes packages and food packages. When I say shut the kitchen down, cook these chicken wings for my son, everybody's shutting that kitchen down. They're coming over there and they're going to fry chicken all day long to make sure that he get his food package. And I'm talking about not like a bag, like 3, 4, 5 bags of chicken.
Wow.
Like when she spoke, it meant it was that was it.
Okay.
It was it. Up until like, yeah, go take him. I need you to come over here and take Justin shopping to get his clothes. Like,
So she actually ran the house.
Like,
Grandma
what?
ran the house.
Did she run it?
like
Did she?
like most moms
My
do,
grandmother
right?
had- she was a diabetic. She
Okay.
had she was an amputee. One of her, I forget which one it was. I think it was the right, but she had one leg cut off.
Okay.
So, like you say,
Before you were born?
No, this happened. I want to say 4th grade,
Okay.
like 4th grade. What
So you
happened-
seen your grandma walk with both
Yeah,
legs?
but it's so. I remember her with the one leg for so long.
Okay.
That it's like everything else is vague.
Got it.
It's there, but it's not. But what happened? She ate how she. They came up from the 50s and all that. They ate how they wanted to eat. The stuff starts to catch up on you. So if I remember correctly, she was coming down the steps and her foot got caught in the banister and she fell.
Ooh.
And this one this was 80s. So
Okay.
she might have been, she wasn't 60 yet. She was in her 50s because it wasn't 89.
Okay.
Because I was 11. It was before that. It had to be like 86, around there.
Okay.
So she broke the leg. It wasn't healed right because of the diabetes.
Right.
Gangrene sets.
Ooh.
And it's creeping. So they're like, look, it's bad. It's going to kill you. If you don't cut this leg off, that gangrene is not going to stop. So they cut it from like right below the kneecap.
Okay.
And then she had a little gangrene over here, two more toes over here had to get cut off. But so I say that to say, like, she ran the house with one leg
right.
from the kitchen. Like, how your kitchen, like the way our kitchen was, it was a kitchen table, right? Our window was right there. It was chairs sit there, chairs on the side, and chairs sit here. This seat looks directly to the door, so she can see the living room. And then she can look straight here, right out the window to the side of the house.
From the kitchen
From
table.
the kitchen.
Got it.
So I'm telling you.
It was like
bro,
a command center.
Like, listen, when you walk in the door, yeah, come here, I got something for you to do.
Right.
Listen, immediately. Like, and she sat there and she wheeled and dealed right from that seat.
Okay.
Like, everything. Point, her, you this, boom.
Right.
Reading her, all she did was, what's they go, coupons?
Right.
Cut out coupons all day long.
Okay.
To sit there, tell people to go to the store.
You could just imagine what she was going through internally.
Yeah, like, and now that's growing up, it's like, man, to be subjected to have to sit there all that time.
Right.
And to know how you used to shake and bake and then now you can't do none of that. It's kind of tough. I felt that with my mom. Like, my mom was never the type to just be stuck somewhere. My mom rode bikes. My mom worked. She did all that stuff. Anybody that knew my mom got up and went. She's not waiting for nobody. I would call my mom like, I've been calling your phone all day. Where you at? She said, boy, I'm up at the Maury Provost show. I'll call you back later. Like, well, when was you gonna call me? You up in Connecticut or wherever they filming it? You don't call me, you just leave.
Right,
That's what
right,
she did.
right. Okay.
So, and it's like to see her, like have to battle that.
Right.
It started out, she had a spot, got cancer, was stage 2. Then she started falling, like just fall. Like it wasn't every day, it might be the day, and 2-3 days later or a week or so.
Okay.
So they found lesions on her brain.
Okay.
So she was, whatever it was on this side, so it was affecting her right side of her body. Her hands wasn't strong, her leg, it was just messing her up. So, but before that, they found the lesions. She went to go have the surgery to remove the cancer off of her lung. It was like 20% of her lung had to be cut off. And I'm like, look, Mom, you have to. If you got to walk around with a little baby oxygen tank to make up for the 20%, 30%, then cool, you got to do it. So she really didn't want to, but she said, because it was the gamma knife or something. I don't know what that stuff is. I really don't like it. I hate talking about it, but these are things that you got to revisit to be able to move forward and move on from.
So with that being said, that must have been, with her being on one leg, that means she leaned on you a lot.
Who, my grandmother?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. My grandmother, she it was like my mother said, when I used to talk to my mom, I said, you know, she said, look, well, my mom, she was 26 when she had me. She was in the mix of her ripping and running, you know what I'm saying, for lack of better words. She was living, you know. And my grandmother, you figure that was 78. My grandmother, about 8 years later, she loses the leg. So it was like, my mom was like, my mom needs someone there with her all day that can be there, and she wants you there.
Okay.
So it was like, why not just go stay with your grandma? It wasn't so much like she was like, here, I can't take care of you. You go. You go to take care of my son. It was just like,
it made sense.
it made sense. Like, I like going to my grandparents'
It was like
house.
a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, I got a
Your mom could do what she wanted because she knows where you were.
And
you wanted to be there.
I wanted to be
Your
there.
grandma wanted you
You
there.
know, bro, I had with it, 1,200, 26, every one. I had so many wires hooked up into the T because I had them all hooked. Channel 2, Channel 3, Channel 4, all for the game. She even brought me adapters to get extra. I had so many games, bro. I had everything. Like, my grandmother and grandfather, they spoiled me. Like, I didn't have to. The lights never was off. The heat was always on. The cable was off. Our phone number was the same from 856-541-389. No, I'm lying. 609.
Right,
541,
609, right.
3893. That was our, for my whole life in that house, that was our phone number. Like,
Okay.
my grandfather, he didn't play. He worked for CCMUA.
What's CCMUA?
That's the water company down off of 6th and Ferry. Right. It's like, we called it the poop factory because it stank down there back in the day. I guess they purify the water.
Right. South Camden.
Yeah, South Camden water. So my grandpa used to be like, bro, his checks was like $12, $13, $14 a week then.
Right.
I ain't need nothing.
Okay.
I was cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have to dibble and dabble or just was a kid. I was able to be a kid. Like, they really allowed me to be a kid. I didn't have to, you know, step up and take. The only thing was different was being there. My grandfather worked swing shifts. So some weeks it might be 8 to 4.
8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
So those weeks, 8 to 4, I'm cool. I go to school, come home, he's come home from work. I can go be a kid.
Oh, like go outside and
You know
play
what
with
I'm
the
saying?
team. Okay.
4 to 12,
For
P to 12A.
okay.
He got to work. I got to stick around in the area because there's no one there.
So your life was based on whatever your grandpa's schedule was.
It was like, it wasn't, and I wasn't mad. I took it like
It's your responsibility.
it is what it is.
Right.
This is my norm.
Okay.
Like, everyone else had their norm. This is mine.
Okay.
Like, my grandma needs me, and I gotta do what I gotta do.
Okay.
So, like, you know, football season. What time you get out of practice? We get into practice what? We get out 2:48. We get into practice what? 3 o'clock. 5:30. We out of practice, but I have to go beeline.
Straight home.
No, let's go play the game for a little bit. Let's go over here.
No mess with this girl.
No, none of that. It's 4 to 12 shift. My pop at work. He left already. He ain't home.
Right.
He had to be at work at 4. So that means he left at 3 something.
Okay. Right.
My grandma been home for 2 hours by herself already.
You gotta
She's sitting
go.
at the table, reading her papers, probably watching the news, but she's waiting on me to be walking in this door soon, and I can't play.
Okay.
So those, especially school football, you know, it gets dark early.
Right.
I'm not coming out.
That was
It's
your
a
life
wrap.
growing up.
That was it.
Wow.
It's a wrap. Like, I'm not going outside. Like, especially wintertime when it gets dark early. It's like, yo, I'll get home at 3 something, 4 o'clock, 5 at the practice, whatever. It's already dark. My grandpa, where am I gonna go?
Okay.
So it's a wrap.
Did you ever get home and she wasn't right?
No, she was always, I never had those kind of.
Okay, so it was
she
never like a scare when you walked in.
My grandmother went in and out the hospital, but that was like always when we were there. It
Okay.
never was like, oh shoot, you gotta call, you gotta go home. Nah, she was always good. She was always good.
Okay.
Yeah, my pop, yo, like, I want to reiterate, like, he held me down, bro. Like, my grandfather held me down.
And you say he had a lot of tools in the basement.
Oh, yeah. I used to be down there. Another thing, like, see, remember, I'm patching them holes over my mom's apartment.
Right.
My grandma, they had a house. So the basement wasn't finished, but it was kind of, they had like a whole kitchen down this joint. I'm talking about the gas lines, stove, the gas come on, refrigerator, sinks, it was all down there, but it wasn't like sheetrock or nothing.
Okay.
Man, listen, that was like, bro, I used to be down there I used to be messing with electrical wires and, bro, like I did it all, like changing filters for no reason and
Right.
the heater. Like I used to love when the guys used to come in. We back then, you know, we had oil heat.
Right.
And seven oil.
Uh-huh.
Pull up.
They used to
pull
come
the
in the
hose
big
out,
oil
and I
truck.
would run to the basement because, you know, the hose is hooked up outside, but it's just going right through the wall and into the tank.
Okay.
I would run into the basement just so I could hear that oil going in the tank.
That was an event.
I'm like, boy,
growing up,
'cause
right?
It's like because I'm looking through the glass and I see his feet.
Right.
And it's just, and now I know construction because I'm in this field a little bit, and it's like, wow, all he doing was putting oil in the tank. But I was amazed at that as a kid.
Right.
I always like to be able to see something not work and make it work.
And make it work.
Or it works this way, but you want it to work another way.
Right.
And if I'm able to do it, I'm gonna do it for
So you wound up becoming an electrician. Wow,
That's
it's almost a direct reflection of your childhood.
Like, and it's crazy. I loved computers
Okay.
as a kid. Like I love computers, but it was like I was working at a job, and it was like I have to do something to get out of this. So I went back to school for heating and air conditioning.
Okay.
And in heating and air conditioning, they teach a little bit about you have to learn electricity in heating and air because you got to bring 240 volts for the unit to work.
Okay.
So that's the first thing they taught us. So blah, 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 blah. I passed that. I'm universal, whatever. So I was working at a shelter, and I just had to get out of there. It's like I've never been a stupid guy.
Okay.
And I felt like this was just like a dead end spot for me. So I'm like, I have to get out of here. So I went back to school. When I got out of school, I used the credentials from school to get into the maintenance department of this company, of this shelter.
Okay.
So they got me in there. I was with the HVAC guys for about a week, right? And then an electrician needed a guy, and I worked with him. So I worked with him for about a year straight at this company.
Okay.
So our supervisor, everybody else used to work with him would be scared, like, yo, I'm scared, I might get shot, I might get electrocuted. And the supervisor always ask him, like, yo, how he working out? He like, man, I tell him how it works, he get it, he's not scared. So I worked with him at that job for like a year. They didn't fire him. They released his position to cut back. You know, fiscal year, they trying to cut back on numbers, so
Right.
they felt like a licensed electrician wasn't what we need. So they let his position go. A couple months later, they fired me though, because I'm the guy that, look, you're not gonna keep your foot on my neck, I'm gonna push it off. That's just where we come from. I tell people like, y'all don't understand loyalty. I come from a city where loyalty you will lose your life.
Facts.
It's just, there's no punches thrown, you will lose your life. It's just simple as that. So people like me, we tend to carry that with us, whether it's at the job, a friendship outside of where we grew up, whatever, we have that in us. So it's like, and in turn, I want the same in return. Like, so I'm not gonna allow this company to just do it and say and do whatever they want to me when I'm coming here clocking in every day trying to knock out these work orders and do this work honestly and good, and y'all know. So I was like the black sheep. So, you know, I had one straw and I took it. Supervisor, he tried to tell me that I work in this building. Y'all gave me this building to say, look, you maintenance this building, that's all you have to do. Then you're calling me telling me to go work at another building. I said, no, that's not my job. I'm here. He wrote me up for insubordination. Bro. They called my phone like, yeah, do you think at the end of the day you can stop at admin? We want to sit down and talk. I already know what that means. Right. My last straw was the last one, so I already know. I packed my tools up. You know, so I just packed all my tools up and went there, took it on the chin. But I was outgrowing it. It's like, I want good people around me. And my supervisor wasn't good. My co-workers wasn't good. You know, everybody out for self. And I ain't really like that. Like I say, I got a different kind of loyalty. So like if I see you being a snake or any kind of way, I'm gonna want to get away from you. Okay. So, yeah.
All that was a direct reflection of how you grew up and just like even wanting to be into the electric field because like in your basement with your grandpa.
Oh yeah, so right here, yeah, I almost lost it. All right. So, they fired me. So as they call me and say, you know, come to the admin, we need to have a sit down. I'm like, it's over. I don't care. It's a wrap. I called the guy that they fired, the electrician.
Right.
Because mind you, I worked with him for a year there, and outside of work, we would clock out. I would still go work with him after work because he had side jobs.
So
and
your
stuff.
loyalty was to him, not the
Not-
job.
Yeah, not so much to him, it's to myself to learn.
Got it.
Put
got
you on
it.
game.
You was like
Right?
the apprentice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm working with him on the clock, and I'm working with him. When we clock out at 4, he might say, yo, I got some work after work. If you want to, make some side money, come to work with me.
Okay.
So I did that for a year with him. And then when that day they said, come up to admin, they're gonna let me go. I called him, like, as soon as I got off the phone with them, I called him like, yo, bro, they can fire me. He said, yo, you can come to work tomorrow. Just like that. So I'm really like, I really don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I went in there, man, I flew, I don't care, look, whatever you want to do. I said, I didn't say what he said. He's lying on me. The guy, he didn't like me. So I went right back to work for him. So I worked with this electrician for a good 7 years.
Give him a shout out. What's his name?
His name is Ken Sturdivant. Right?
Mr. Ken.
But it's it's a good and a bad thing. And this is worldwide stuff, so it is what it is. But he taught me a lot about electricity. A lot. But he didn't want to allow me to take that next step.
It's like the boxing trainer.
It's like
you want to get that
I want you to
championship
get
fight.
so far.
Right.
It's like if you surpass this, then you ain't gonna need me.
Right.
Like I told you, we come from a place where loyalty is everything, or you lose. So it's like you're not being loyal to me, so I'm gonna leave you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like I got too many responsibilities to stay under your umbrella. Like I have to branch off, and a good person, a good friend is going to assist you in branching off.
Right.
They're not going to just sit here and just hold you back or give you 1,000 excuses of why they can't help you at this time. No, so I just stepped out on it. Like, yo, bro, I gotta go. I can't do this no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can come in here and wire up this whole building by myself. So when I need you to assist me, when I got things to do by myself and you can't assist me, how am I going to continue to come here and help you build your brain? I'm trying to build my own.
So with that being said, did you wind up becoming a parent yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. And before we get to that, one more thing I want to add about your grandparents. Were you the oldest grandchild?
No, my oldest, I'm trying to think, is Nycki.
Okay. And what's your relationship with Nycki?
That's my cousin, but that's my sister.
Your
that's
cousin,
my mother's brother's daughter.
Your mother's brother's daughter.
It's my Uncle Boo's
It's
daughter.
your cousin, but she's your sister. How much older is she than you?
7 years.
Than you are.
My birthday is 2/8/78.
Okay.
February 8th.
Right.
Hers is 8/2/71.
So if you're 10 years old, she's 17.
Yeah.
You looked up to her your whole life.
She the one.
What's your relationship like with her? And
my
she
dog.
also grew up in your grandparents' house
Yes.
with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Talk about Nycki for a little bit. What was your relationship
Nick-
like with her?
Nick is clutch. She's clutch. She comes through in the clutch.
So that's your cousin. She like the sister you didn't have.
Yeah, this is like that's why I don't hold no much. That's why I can't hold grudges about the hardships of with my father, because I had replacements for a lot of those things.
Okay.
Like like my grandparents held me down. Nycki held me down.
Okay.
Like, and then after I met my sisters, they held me down.
Okay.
It wasn't never you know what I'm saying?
No
So
boy.
like, me to even harbor any hard feelings towards him, because ain't none of us hold none, and I had the people there to substitute for him.
Okay.
I never needed anything, like as a kid. Clothes, like at 17 I had my own car, like I always was like one of the best dressed, like it's just what they did. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't no bum. Like if I came to school bumming, it's because I was ripping and being an egghead and just being bad. You know what I'm saying? Ripping and running, being hard-headed. But my grandparents, they took care of me. Like I went to school dressed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Word up. But Nycki was clutch. She like you gotta figure, Nycki graduated in 89.
Okay.
I graduated in 96. So I didn't even touch high school with her. You know what I'm saying? So she was always ready for the mix, like what clothes is out, what's popping, what's hot, how to dress. She was already fresh from the 80s, so she always had an ear of what's popping, what's coming out. My grandma used to be trying to hear that from me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I want this. I'm like, I'm not buying that stuff. I'm not like, shh. I'm trying to go to school looking like a square. Like, you wow.
Try to have you go to school looking like me.
Yeah, like, man, you see Khalid, man, I ain't trying to do it like that. But anyway, look, right, so I would hit Nick.
Okay.
Nick, the new polo boots just dropped. Grandma, I'm tripping. I need you to call her, man.
Right.
She talking about she can't spend no $180 on a pair of boots. And you talking about you want both of them. I'm like, so I called Nick. I promise you, I called Nick on Friday. I had on polo boots next week. I have them, both pair. She's going to get the money, take me to the store, take me to get them.
Okay.
And my grandma's not going to say, she's just going to, hey, you got them. But like, bro, I had it, man. Like,
So big sister / mom, or
like
just big sister?
Just big sister. Like it
Big
wasn't,
sister.
She didn't have the mom because she allowed me to bump my head. She
Okay.
allowed me to get my bruises, and then she picked me up and helped me lick my wounds.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes mom have the tendency to try to prevent you from even getting the
Right,
bruises.
right.
Nick said, you want to bump your head, bump your head.
So shout out to Nycki.
You know what I'm
Shout out to
saying?
Nycki for being
You know
there.
what I'm saying? Like, I remember times we would go school shopping. Like, my grandma would give me cash. I remember this particular one. She gave me, I want to say, $1,000 or $1,500 cash.
She gave you $1,500
My grandma
to
gave
go
me
school
$1,500
shopping?
school shopping, and she gave me her Macy's card.
Okay.
Because she was thinking like, yeah, you better line yourself up, at least
For the
till,
whole school year.
At least till Easter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So-
which is basically the whole
You
school
feel me?
year.
Like, you gotta do something.
Right.
Line this winter up. You don't need nothing else. So
Right.
I got the Macy's card.
And even that's a lot. Kids don't get that much
$1,500,
for the whole school
bro.
year.
Listen, so you talking about early to mid 90s?
Right.
So what's popping then? Guess,
Nautica,
all that.
Tommy Hill.
So like now we might get a pair of jeans, they 180, 190 now. That's just the norm now. But then $80, $75, $80 jeans then was like,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
you're doing something. I blew it. Bro, I came back with like 10 outfits. I didn't get no sneaks. I came back with 10 Jabot and Guess outfits. My grandma went through the ceiling. Like, we walked in with these, like 6 bags. Like 25 honeys. My grandma, like, where's she sitting at? At the table.
Right.
One leg. She's
Right.
looking like, she got the glasses on, right? And you know how old people is.
She's like, y'all going back out to the car, right?
Yeah, like the glasses like this, but she's looking over the top. Like,
Like,
I know that ain't all the bags you coming in here with that, boy.
she want to know where her money went.
But look, Nycki's sitting there with the dumb look, like, nigga, you told me that, like, you had me buying all this stuff. Like, you knew we only came out with 10 outfits? My grandma gave me another $1,000, bro.
Wow. Spoiled.
I was spoiled. She gave me another $1,000. She said, you better fill it in.
Did you?
Yeah, I got it
So
right
you
this
took
time.
the second $1,000
Got sneaks
seriously.
and stuff, and then I got like, not low budget, but what I'm saying, more affordable jeans to pack. Cause I had so many Jabot and Guess jeans, like, bro.
Sneaks and shoes.
I got the sneaks and all that, but
But you don't got to be flashy every day.
Yeah,
Once people know, they know.
like, and it's like.
So even if you got a cheap pair of $5 jeans, people would assume that they was.
We went back to the mall. I probably got like, what I'm saying, 'cause Nautica
Yeah, I was looking
jeans
at
wasn't as much as, like,
the deviousness in your eyes.
Bro,
like-
listen, she got me out of so much stuff. Like, not so much as she didn't get me out. She like, all right. This is another story, right? High school. I don't know if you remember this one. It might have been my junior year or my senior year. So you're there because you came there my junior year. You're
Yeah,
98.
I was a freshman when you were
Do you
a
remember
junior.
when me and Fidel Napier got called to the office? You
No.
probably heard my name on the intercom.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time. Mr. Jenkins called me at least twice a week. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? Then I went to practice, like, and he's like, "You just gonna go to practice and then cut class?"
Right.
Like, yeah, that's what we do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wish I would have changed, but But anyway, me and Fidel, that's my boy, man. I miss him. They called us to the office. Now, mind you, I don't even hang with Fee in school like that. We're on a team, but when you're on a team, that's your team. But when you're outside, you got your own little circles that you every day. Y'all might,
Right.
some people do this, some people do that.
High school is extremely
Yeah.
cliquey.
So when they called Justin Patton, Fidel Napier, report to Mr. Jenkins' office immediately. I'm in class. Now, mind you, bro, I'm in class. I'm
Right.
like, nigga, I'm in class. Like,
Right.
I don't never be in class. Like, I'm here to hear this. I'm normally, he be like, Jenkins was calling you all day yesterday, yo. You better get low. So he calls me. I'm like, look, I'm going. I'm in class. I'm doing the right thing today. I'm going to see what he wants.
Right.
So we get there, we sitting in there.
Y'all got there at the same time?
Yeah, because we walking down the hall like, yo, what you do? He like, man, I ain't do nothing. I'm like, man, I don't know what he talk about. So me and Fee go in there, right? You know, you ever been to Jiggy's office, right?
Of course.
This man smoked cigarettes in the building.
Facts.
The magnitude that I'm thinking about now, he's in a school building smoking cigarettes.
I saw him doing so much in his office. He was popping peas.
Liquor.
Right.
The Reeboks used to sit on the side of the thing. He used to take his shoes off. The Reeboks was curled up like this. He had the Reeboks like my whole 4 years, the same ones, the black joints. He said, polish them and shine them. I'm like, Mr. Jenkins, you make like 95 a year. Buy a new pair of sneaks, man. Justin, shut up. He smoked a cigarette. He smoked half of it. Put it out. If you remember, his ashtray was all half of cigarettes.
Yeah, and cigars too.
He never finished one.
Right.
You know, boy, you got these police coming up. Look, so.
That's y'all kids. Y'all kids had him smoking.
Right? So, we get to the office. We sitting there. It's the police in there. So, like, we like.
Oh, wow.
Like, what's going on? So,
How many cops?
there's one.
Oh, a cop in there? Okay.
Maybe two. Wasn't nothing. They didn't grab us up or nothing like that. But they said, a gentleman said his house he got robbed. Someone broke in his house, tied him up, and basically did a home invasion.
Okay.
And he picked me and Fidel out of a lineup.
What?
Mind you, it happened during football practice, which I might cut class, but I'm not missing football practice.
Right.
You know that.
I personally
I'm coming
know
to
that.
practice. Like I might not even go to school. I'm gonna be to practice.
Right.
So I'm not gonna go rob no. I don't need my grandparents. My grandpa make $1,500 a week. Why am I robbing somebody? So
this is like over 20 years ago. You didn't do it.
I know I didn't.
Okay.
Absolutely did not do it.
Okay.
Clear.
Okay.
I didn't do it. Which camera I'm at? Here, I ain't do it. You feel me? Clear. I did some stuff, but that one I didn't.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So.
And it's a different animal when you know you didn't do what
Man,
you
I'm not trying
accused
to hear
of.
that. So we get downtown.
Oh, y'all had to go downtown?
Yeah.
So y'all left school?
Man, I've been in some. Listen, we get downtown, right? So they I had bullets in my book bag. No gun, I just had the bullets. I found them. Kid, seeing them on the ground, put them in my book bag. So we're walking out, and I just was like, I think I should just tell the cops because I don't know. Like if I walk in this police station, it's the 90s. They ain't got no damn metal detectors. I could have walked right in there with the bullets and walked out.
Right.
But I was nervous, so I told him, I said, look, I just found these joints on the side, and here. They didn't know I ain't got no pistol or anything, but these are the bullets, you can have them, like that. He didn't really think nothing of it. But he was playing with them when he was interviewing us, questioning us, trying to like scare me, but
Right.
I didn't do it, so I'm not gonna be scared.
Right.
So to get to the point, we're sitting there, me, Fidel's father, and mind you.
Oh, his dad came up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get in too much trouble.
Right.
I can't call my grandmama and grandpop like, yo, they got me down here for a robbery. My grandpa.
And by the way, you can't call your grandma because she can't come.
Yeah, but I don't want to call her if she could come.
Right.
She's gonna kill me.
Right.
Bro, man, grandma, they got me down here for a robbery. She not trying to hear if I did it or not. I'm getting my ass whooped.
Just for being there.
Yeah.
Just for being accused.
Just for being always getting in trouble.
Okay.
All the time.
Right.
I probably was just downtown. I got another story for you too. Right. So look, so I'm like, they like, look, who you gonna call? You have to call an adult, you know, you're underage. I gotta call Nick. Nick, I need you to get down here. They got me down here for like this. They talking about I robbed this guy and I didn't do it. And I cannot call home because grandmama's gonna kill me.
Right.
Nick came.
She answered the phone first time you
Don't
called?
play that with me. Nicky, don't play that.
But she might not have been home though.
She didn't care. She was going to get there. She was going to get
No,
there.
I mean to get the call.
No.
She
had
was home?
She had one of them big blocks.
Oh, it was cell phones.
So, you talking about the 90s, like 95. She had one of them big goofy joints that...
Like Puff had in the video.
Or it might have been a beeper.
Oh, okay.
I might have paged her.
You might have paged her.
She might have called back I might have paged her and left the police station number and it might have been a page.
Okay.
It might have been a page.
Okay.
But she got there. Or it might have been paid for something. I might have called the house, but I called Nick, because Nick had her own spot at the time. He talking about, she might have been 25.
Okay.
Or 23, 24. So she had her own spot. So I probably called her and called her there. I'm like, look, I need you to get here. I can't call Pop.
Right.
I can't call Grandma, and I can't call my mom.
And it wasn't letting you leave without a parent.
Not.
Right.
So Nick get down there. So she's an adult. She can handle it. So.
By the way, is this her first time picking you up from jail?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's her first one.
Okay.
Right? So we're there, and she's looking at me like, to give me, she's looking at me, asking me with her look like, nigga, did you do this?
Right.
And I'm looking at her like, dog, I ain't do this.
Right.
So when I gave her that look, she turned around like, look. So she's like, all right, so the guy, he says, if we agree to pay back what was missing, he'll drop the charges.
Oh, he was there.
Yeah. I'm looking at him like, mind you, he's
So even after the lineup, y'all came and he was like, yeah, that's them.
but he's a barber. If you don't remember, see, this is back 90s.
Right.
Dozier, one of the best barbers in the city, Goree, Dozier, they to me, they top notch ever.
Okay.
You're not gonna top what Goree and Dozier did to the city. Haircuts, ain't gonna get it. But anyway,
So they were like, if y'all admit that y'all did it.
so yeah, so mind you, Dozier at this time, he had a shop down near near Liberty. It was between Mechanic and Liberty on Mount Ephraim Avenue.
Okay.
It was a little, it sat back some, it was a little shop where he used to cut hair at. He branched off from Quality and he had his own shop. But he had another guy that was in there cutting hair. This is the guy that said, we robbed him. Now mind you, he used to see us come get the haircuts from Doe. So I don't know how he tied me. It must have been somebody tall and somebody short.
Right.
He just said, look, these guys are tall and short, but it wasn't me. So we get there, he's like, look, if they replace the stuff that was missing, blah, 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 he'll drop the charges. So the cops is like, well, you know, if y'all two families can come together, you know, to pay it, we can just drop the charges. I'm like, I'm not asking my grandparents to pay anything.
Right, because I ain't do it.
I ain't do it.
Right.
I'm not. I said, Nick, no. Because if, for one, they're gonna know what I did. If I tell them to pay this fine, they're gonna know what I did. I'm not agreeing to that. Fidel dad paid the whole fine.
Did he?
Fidel's dad paid the whole fine. He said,
How much was it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Then the guy talking about he got robbed for this little peanut gallery stuff. Like, come on, bro. Nobody, come on. Ain't but nothing missing. You ain't had nothing. You ain't had nothing. So Fidel dad paid it. I walked out, and my grandparents never knew I was questioned for armed robbery. I
Wow.
would have got my ass whooped, bro.
Right.
Bad. I got stories, bro.
So speaking of that though, so you became a parent yourself.
Yeah.
How many
I
beautiful?
got 4. 2 and 2.
Say it again.
2 and 2. 2 girls, 2 boys.
Okay. What are their age ranges?
All right. People always like laugh. I be hard. There's just like too many of them. My oldest is 18.
Your oldest is 18. Your youngest is what?
2.
Years old right now.
2 right now.
Okay.
2. And then I got a 14-year-old daughter. So my oldest 2 are 18, 14. Hold up. What year is this? 22, 21?
2021, but it just started.
So she'll be 14. My second daughter, my youngest daughter will be 14 this summer, August.
Okay.
My oldest son will be 11 the end of this year.
Got it.
And the baby just turned 2.
Okay.
Just turned 2.
What would you say are some similarities and differences between your parents' parenting style, your grandparents' parenting style, and yours?
They rule by the fist.
Okay.
I try to be more verbal because I'm a firm believer that I can achieve the same thing if I tell you to do something versus if I beat you to do something. It's like, you know, hey, yo, pick that up and put it on the table. As a child, he's going to listen to you. Naturally, you know, you got some defiant, but we just talk about natural situations. They're going to do it. Versus, yo, pick that up and put it on the goddamn, they're going to do it too. But what are we building by doing the latter versus the former? You know, it gets a little better. It builds a little more into that child. Like, if you talking down, yelling at them all the time versus, because they feel like, if they feel like you talking to them, I feel like they'll talk to you. When they're growing, when they grow up, when they run into things, they're not going to be too sheltered to be like, I don't want to say nothing to my dad, man, because he's always yelling and shit. Or I don't want to say nothing to my mom because all she did was bitch every time I talk. So it's like, I don't want my kids to be like that.
Got it.
Like, I want my people to be like, look, Pop, this is what's going on. I need your advice. I need to ask you, what should I do? Or how should I move? Or, you know, things like that.
Okay.
Like, so my grandmother, she didn't beat me like that, but she beat me. I remember one day, I'm gonna make it short, I stayed out all day. Like, I stayed out all day. You're talking about like 80s, so I'm not even a teenager yet. I went out summertime or weekend, either one. I don't have the curfew of a school night.
Right.
So and you leaving out 10 in the morning, 9 in the morning. I left out 9 in the morning, bro. I stayed out till about 9 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And I don't have no beeper, no nothing. So
Right.
they are looking for me.
Ah,
They are looking for me tremendously. I'm talking about the hounds, everybody, the neighborhood, why everybody's looking for Justin. I'm over it. What's his name? I forget his name. I think his name is, it's one of my old friends. He had the prettiest sister. And she was older than us, but I just wanted to go over there just to, you know, just to sit around his sisters and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm not even playing with him. I just want to be watching his sister play and on the phone with her. That's it. All day. Man, I walked in that door at 9 o'clock. I wish I could stand up and stay in focus. Look, I walked in the door, right? And my grandma, she had the one leg. She had a hospital bed downstairs, so she didn't have to go up and down the steps. She used to sleep downstairs.
Okay.
So I cracked the door open. It's dark. I didn't think about it at first, but then I seen the bed and she ain't in the bed. I'm like, man, it's 9 o'clock. Where? I said, she might be out looking for me. Let me take my ass to bed and go to sleep. I shut that door. I took 2 steps. She was behind the door. Right? One leg. She got,
Right.
she got the prosthetic leg and stuff on. So I know if I make it up the steps, I'm good to go. Because she's not coming up there.
right.
Bro, she hobbled. I'm running. It's like we had a center table. I took the long route. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
'Cause she trying to squeeze through this part. She might fall asleep. I'm gonna take the long route. Bro, I took that long route and I started bending, trying to hit that step, and she was coming. Bro, she unraveled that belt and she had the buckle part swinging, and she whopped me and it hit me like whatever that bone is right there.
Right.
She hit me right there. Bro, I came back down the steps like a slinky. And she wore my ass out, bro.
She cut you off like a corner.
Nigga, look, she wore my ass out, right, bro? She said, you ain't going outside for the rest of the summer. And she meant that.
Right.
Like, it might have been July. I ain't go back out till school started. Like, you talking about you go on the porch and that's it. And you remember I tell you, we got the corner house.
Right.
So she says, you go from the porch, around the side of the house, to the backyard. That's it. If I call you, you ain't here in 5 minutes,
Right.
watch what happened. I was in there. I was mad as I don't know what that whole summer. I was just on the porch, just watching everybody play, riding their bikes. And just on the porch, like, it was worth it. I sat over there all night. You know what I'm saying?
But you have never extolled that type of punishment on your own kids.
Nah, I can't. Me personally, I'm a very sentimental person. I'm a very sentimental person. So it's like, I can't even beat them till they cry like that. It hurts me. I'm gonna hurt myself by watching them cry. So I don't even, I can yell at my daughter. My daughter, oh. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really gotta beat them. My sons, I more so just want them to realize that they're gonna grow up to be men. So there's a lot of stuff that you just can't keep getting mad at. Like,
Okay.
stop letting your sisters get you that mad. Because if you keep letting them get you that mad, what you think your wife gonna do? Or what your
Right.
lady gonna do? Probably gonna drive you crazy. Stop letting that stuff bother you.
I bet you don't remember all the schools you went to growing up.
Yeah. All right. As a kid, we went to BPUM.
What's BPUM?
It was like a Black People United movement. That was that's what it stood for. My Uncle Poppy and his friends, they started this movement. But it was like a daycare center.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was like a daycare center. The big green building downtown.
So that was pre-K or K?
Pre-K.
Pre-K, okay.
And everything before pre-K.
Okay.
All right. And then once I started going
Somebody I recently interviewed said they went to BPUM.
If you was from the city, more than likely you went to BPUM.
Okay.
A lot of people. We had 2 buildings. It was one downtown and then one out on Atlantic and Lewis Street. That's right on the corner. That was
Okay.
BPUM building too.
Okay.
All right. Then I went to Bonsall.
For K through what?
5.
K, oh, really? Your whole elementary school?
Bonsall school, one school.
Okay.
Every school I went to, I stayed there.
So pretty stable childhood then.
Yeah, stable.
It was
like
either
I told you,
at one of your mom's apartments or at your grandparents'.
That's it.
Grandparents was home base.
That was sturdy.
Okay.
It never changed. 1099 Morton Street.
Okay.
That was home.
Okay.
It's home.
Okay. What was your experience like at Bonsall?
Kitty, you figure Bonsall on this street, right around the corner of my grandma's house. Like I walk right to school. Like
Like a
I've been-
1 minute walk?
if that. And you
Okay.
know, we kids. I'm probably running to get to the
Right.
play yard so I can play before we go into school.
Right.
So I went to Bonsall. Bonsall was cool. It was fun.
What did you want to be when you were a kid? What did you want to be when you grew up?
Bro, I used to have anxiety attacks thinking I wasn't gonna make it to be a football player.
Okay.
I used to lay on the floor watching football, and I used to be like, yo, I gotta do this.
Okay.
I have to do this. Like, I don't know what else to do. Like, how I'm gonna survive? How I'm gonna be an adult in this world without playing football?
Got it. Got it. So sports was also
It was
a
heavy.
huge part of your childhood.
Yeah, not as huge as some, like as we see these kids doing now.
Right.
Actually, my mother made me play football.
Really?
She made me.
Huh.
She made me. It was Centerville Simbas. I want to say I started playing Centerville Simbas in 85, 7.
Now, what is Centerville Simbas for anybody who doesn't know?
That's the Little League pop. We was in pop. It was a Little League football in Camden.
Okay.
Located in Camden City.
Okay.
South Camden, Centerville section.
Okay.
Nowadays we got all these Cranberry Hill football teams. Like at this time, if you was in Camden, you played Little League, you played for Centerville. That's it. North Camden, the guys came to Centerville. We was the one team in the hood.
Okay.
So that's how I know a lot of guys.
So it wasn't just the Centerville kids, it was the whole city.
It was the whole city. You got East Camden, North Camden, Parkside. Come to Centerville, play for the Simbas.
Okay.
Simbas was, she made me play that, bro. Like,
Okay.
I really didn't want to play. I said, Mom, I don't want to play. She said, you're getting up, you're doing something. You ain't gonna sit around and just sit around with my mom and dad, you're a kid. You have to go out and do kid stuff.
Right.
So she made me, like, literally, like, took my arm and and you gotta think, bro, you know how much registration was back then? $15.
That's it.
$15 registration, $25. She took my $25 and grabbed my arm and said, "You going down here?"
Right.
And put me in football. So that started my career.
Okay.
Because, mind you, I always could throw football, but I wasn't never in organized sports.
Got it.
I was just a neighborhood kid. You know, play what we called it steady quarterback.
Right.
We had 3-on-3, and I'd be the steady for each and everybody
On the block,
And
right.
I was steady quarterback for big kids, because I always could throw the ball.
Okay.
So she made me play. My first couple of weeks, months, or the season, I was a lineman. Everybody goes to Centerville and you're getting on the line. Unless you're just flamboyant and you're just that guy.
Right.
And I was reserved. Like I say, I'm a sentimental person. Plus, if I don't know, like I'm more open now, but then, you're a shy kid. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So we had practice, lineman, hitting, tackling. I'm like, man, Mom, I really don't want to do this stuff.
Right.
But she says, listen, you're playing football. So I stuck it out. So one day we were at practice. The coach wasn't there, nor was the quarterbacks. So they say, who wants to play quarterback? So I raised my hand like, me. I'm like probably one of the tallest kids. So
Okay.
they said, yeah, come up here, you can play. So we doing, if you know football, they do 2 lines and you throwing routes.
Wait, the coach wasn't there. Where was the
The head
normal
coach.
The head coach wasn't there.
The head coach wasn't
Where was
there.
the regular quarterback?
He wasn't there either.
He didn't come to that. Okay. Okay.
He didn't get there yet.
Got it.
So that was my chance.
Okay.
So now we got 2 lines running routes, warm ups. The route. The coach might tell you do it out, do a corner, do a post, do a
Right.
button hook, out, whatever. So I'm running the routes. I told myself, I said, I don't want to play football, let alone be on the line.
Right.
So I'm like, I got to do something, and I know I could throw a football. I always could. So I was waiting for him to do that corner, post, seam, whatever route was going up the tree route.
Going deep.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Right.
Man, he called that post, seam, whatever. Hey, Lee, man, I ain't worried about the route.
You
Not
just
at
throw
all.
a bomb.
I just threw it as far as I could throw.
Okay.
As far as I could throw the football, I just threw it. I wasn't worried about accuracy or any of that. I'm throwing this football.
Right.
I threw that football. It was like this, literally. Like the coach was like, "You've been playing the wrong position. Wait till the coach get here." And I've never been on the line again.
Okay.
I've been a what they call our positions.
A skill position.
Skill position. I've been a skill position, either safety,
Okay.
quarterback. Well, first quarterback. Then I might have dabbled in a little bit of wide out
Okay.
and safety.
So you've basically been a skill position guy since you were a kid.
Yeah.
Like
And
3 weeks in.
People don't know, like, it's me and David Goree.
Okay.
Bam.
Okay.
Our names, like in our era, they coincide because we came up together.
Okay.
We graduated the same year.
Okay.
Played Centerville together.
Okay.
Some people might, pin us against one another. That's my boy.
Right. Who better, Bam or Justin?
I'm gonna tell you, I'm better. I'm not. Listen, you know me, man. They can't hold my jock strap, man. I'm telling, Bam, Greg, Posey, don't matter. Nah, but Bam's a bad boy though. Bam bad.
Okay.
Bam's
okay.
bad. See, what people don't know is our last year before high school,
Okay.
or our last year playing together at Centerville before we got to high school,
Okay.
me and Bam took turns at quarterback.
Okay.
He would play wide out, I would be at quarterback. Or he played running back, I would be at quarterback. And when he went to quarterback, I would be at wide out. And we both played safety together.
Okay.
So we both started safety. You know how many people me and Bam put out of games, going high and low? You know what I mean? This is what we did.
Right, right.
So they don't know me and Bam is like, that's my boy.
Okay.
Like Miss Tammy, his mom, I love his mom. That's
Okay.
my boy.
Shout out to Miss Tammy, shout out to Bam.
They pin us together, like, because of, you know, but.
Because that's what people do.
Yeah, that's what we do, but that's
Right.
my friend. Like, that's my boy. Like,
Okay. So that's Bonzel.
Yeah.
And so after you leave Bonzel and go where?
Hatch,
Where's Hatch?
Parkside.
Hatch is in Parkside. Okay.
Now.
And you're not from Parkside, by
at
the way.
all.
Okay.
At all, right?
So did you ever have any problems?
Yes.
Okay.
Early.
And by the way, in middle school, even though Hatch is in Parkside, it's not just the Parkside kids that go there, right? You're not from Parkside.
Pull out,
Okay.
downtown guys.
Right.
East Camden. Some people, because you figure right over East Camden, your mileage is Hatch. You're not walking from Raritan and Park Boulevard to East Middle.
Right.
Hatch is right there. So
Right.
we got East Camden guys as well.
Okay.
So, all throughout Basel, I'm going to go to Morgan. Morgan Village. I
Now,
live right here,
Where's Morgan Village?
like Fairview, Centerville.
Okay. And
Right.
where is Morgan Village in relation to where your grandparents live?
If we live Pollock, Parkside is coming towards this way.
Okay.
And Centerville is like, we like in between Parkside and,
And Fairview?
Yeah.
Okay.
like that. But when it came to the district and their mileage and the distance,
Right.
we fell in Hatch's
District.
district.
Right.
If I'd have been like one block over,
It'd have been Morgan
I'd have been
Village.
Morgan Village.
Where you knew pretty much more
everybody,
kids at.
Bonzel, Centerville, you know.
Right.
So it sends me to Hatch. Plus my grandma, I'm like, look, grandma, I don't want to go to Hatch. She like, boy, they fight too much in Morgan Village. I'm like, all right, whatever.
She said they fight too
She
much
had
in Morgan Village.
She had no clue.
She had no clue.
She had no clue. Like. The
She knew what she knew.
Yeah, first 2 days at Hatch, it was a free fall on the island. Like, this is what they did. Like,
And what's the island, by the way? For
right
somebody who
outside
doesn't know.
when you come outside of Hatch, the front door, that island in between, like,
Separating the two streets.
what's that? What does Hatch front door
Park
say?
Boulevard.
So it separates it's this Park Boulevard this
Right.
way and Park Boulevard. It's an island. It used to go down on the island. You know, it used to go down on the island. So she says like you're going to Hatch. No fighting like how Morgan is, and I'm like okay. I don't know Hatch.
She didn't know Hatch was like Iraq middle school.
Yeah, but I had friends that already went there, like Salim, Shakray, Tyson. These guys were, who else? Alan Green, Ramsey. All these guys were a grade ahead of me, so they already were there.
Okay.
Shakray lived on Everett Street. That's my boy Sadiq. That's my boy.
Which is around the corner from you.
Yeah, because you got Morton, Newport, and then Everett.
Okay.
And then down in Everett Gardens, Salim lived.
What's Everett Gardens?
It's an apartment complex, like right off of 8th Street.
Okay.
Like,
8th and Everett.
yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty much Centerville section.
Centerville, okay.
Closer, you're going towards downtown way, but it's pretty much Centerville. It's next door to where Centerville Simples practice at. Those apartments right there, that type of gardens.
Okay.
It's probably a different name now.
Right.
But it was Everett Garden then.
Okay.
So they already was in the 6th grade before me. So my 6th grade year was their 7th grade year. We so they would walk up. We all walked together. We used to walk together deep. But they already were prepping me like, you know, the Hatch is cool, blah, 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 this, that, the third. Man, I got the Hatch. My first week I got in a fight. I might be wrong. It might not have been the first week, but it was early in the school year.
Right. It's definitely September.
Yeah. Early. Me
Right.
and Hassan Wyche. It's my boy.
Who's from Parkside?
Yeah. Me and Haas. We young. I go to, you remember at Hatch, it wasn't no changing classes. Morning, you got your first 3-period class books, went to sit in the class, your teachers came to you.
Yes.
Lunchtime, you put your books up, went to lunch. After lunch, you got your second path class books, went to class. That was it. The only time we changed classes for gym or cooking or any shop class or like that.
Right.
So I had to run back to the locker. Left something. So when I ran back to my locker, Haas is sitting in the seat that I'm sitting in. So I'm out of bounds. I'm not from Parkside.
Right.
I really don't know him. And I don't want no problems with my grandma. They already said, like, we don't want you to go to Morgan because you're going to be in there fighting, and I don't want to get no trouble.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like,
Not trying to take no shorts.
because if I take an L now, I probably got to take one for the rest of the school year.
Facts.
So I'm like, you know, politely, like, yo, bro, this is my seat. I'm saying, excuse me, like, this is my seat. They're like, man, you got up, you lost your seat, you know, kids.
Right.
I'm like, yo, come on, bro. Like, I was already sitting here to run to my locker and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be humble and stuff. Like, he like, man, this is my seat. I ain't getting up, blah, 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 blah. So I just snatched the chair. Boom! You feel me? Because now you got me in a position, like, I got, like, you know, I'm a kid, but, like, bro, you got me trying to have to prove myself. And I know I'm out of bounds, but, like, shoot. Like, man, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna have to get my ass whooped for my grandmama today, because, look, you ain't gonna just. So I snatched it. Boom, he fell. Boom. Haas got up and smacked the shit out of him. You know, he got up and smacked it. Wow! And our teacher name was Miss Butler. I love Miss Butler. So
That was my 6th grade
Miss
teacher.
Butler, 6th grade. So we tussling it and boom. She getting to breaking it up. She break it up. You know, Haas like, yeah, we gonna jump you after school.
Right.
And I'm scared. I'm like, what this nigga got? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Lo and behold, he talking about the niggas that I hang with, Celine, all the same circle. You feel me? So Miss Butler, she don't know where I'm from.
Okay.
So she tries to.
Right, she don't know you yet.
Yeah, she tries to alleviate. She says she's going to let one of us leave early and then let the other one. You should have let me leave first. I walked to Morton Street.
Right.
She let Haas leave first. Right, and then left me behind. So I walked out. When I came out the front, we came out the little side building next to the annex. We came out that little building because the 6th grade, you know, Miss Butler class was right there near that steps when you come down next to the annex.
Okay.
Came out front, empty. I walked towards wherever the meat. Remember the store with we used to sell the meatballs with the retarded Chinese guy in there?
Yes.
That street. What's that? Euclid? What's that street? What is that street? I'm not really never really familiar with them.
It's not Euclid Avenue, but it's the next street.
It's that
down.
street right there.
No, it is Euclid Avenue.
It is Euclid.
It
right?
is Euclid, right.
So I walks to Euclid.
Walking towards Haddon Avenue.
I'm turning. No one's there. I'm like, oh, well, you might have went home.
Right.
But whatever street that is behind Hatch.
Right.
Like, the Hatch front door, Hatch back door. We the back where the cafeteria doors is at.
Right.
Whatever street that is. When I was coming, that's the street. When I'm coming past, when I got to that street, bro, it was a gang of guys right there. And all I hear is, yo, Just! Man, come on, Just! And I'm thinking like, oh, they my boys. I must be all right.
Right.
Get there, this is all them, like, Haas want to fight. I'm like, man, my grandma gonna whip my ass, man. So I get there, I'm like, yo, bro, this stuff can be squashed, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's over with. Like, oh, I want to fight, oh, blah. Man, I ain't had no more problems out of Haas. That's my boy.
Got it.
That's my boy. That was 6th grade. We were 12 years old.
Was that the whole middle school for you, or?
Yeah, like that was 6th grade, but that, like, I ain't really had too many fights after that.
Okay.
I think I fought Kenny Fussell, passed away.
Right. Shout out to Kenny Fussell.
We had, you know, and these were like kid fights, because even me and Haas fight, it's like something that now we will be able to look at and be like, man, I'm not fighting you over that.
Right. That was so corny.
So corny and
Right.
so dumb. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
That's the type of fight. Y'all had the type of fight that you go home and tell your parents about it, and they furious. Like y'all fought over a seat.
over a seat.
Right.
And
Right.
to come up in life now and to, like,
But when you 12, that seat
meant
mattered.
everything.
Exactly.
That meant everything.
Exactly.
everything.
Right.
But now,
'Cause
like,
you got girls watching.
you know, and then like now we growing up, it's like my mother passed away in 2018.
Right.
Haas's mother just passed away recently, last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Like I say, I'm already in a mode. That stuff humbled me. So like all those memories of someone's past, like me and Haas, for instance, we fought in 6th grade, blah, 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 blah. Like watching that man, watching his pain when
Right.
he lost his mother,
Right.
made me hate the fact that we had to go through that kiddie stuff. Like, even though I didn't put no bump in our relationship, you know, Haas is Haas, I'm just, you know, yo,
Right,
bro, it's
right.
every time. But that made me be like that was humbling.
Okay.
Like watching my boy, like Me and Lin were like me and Lin. I had a project I was doing.
Who's Lin?
Leonard Hall.
Okay.
That's one of my close friends.
Okay.
One of my Muslim brothers too.
Shout out to Lin.
Lin, you remember Lin tight end? I swear he got the best hands, but his 40 time might have been like a 5'5".
Okay.
He can catch though. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I threw Lin a 40-yard touchdown pass against Camden Catholic.
Right.
It took him forever to get to the end zone. He took him so long to get to the end zone. I had my hands up like this. I'm like, man, he taking too long, man. He taking too long, man. Call me when you get in there. But right, so me and Lin was in the Home Depot getting material
Okay.
for this job I had, and his phone rang, and it was Haas telling him about his mother just passed away.
Oh.
And we're literally I'm at the register paying for the stuff, and he's like off to the side, and I'm hearing, he like, no, bro, don't tell me that, no. And when he told me, it just broke me, because it's like, I don't know, losing a parent, bro,
Right.
I may not feel how you feel about your mother, but I feel that pain. I watched Kaleo Brown, his mother passed away after my mother.
Close friend?
Not even close friend, but he's a classmate.
Okay.
He graduated in '95,
Okay.
football teammate. But I know Kaleo. I'm not going to say close friend because close friend means he's in my everyday circle, or he's in my everyday communication circle. And he's not, but
Okay.
he's my guy.
Right.
And I know him. And if I see him, I will break down and I will talk to him because that's how I know him.
Okay.
His mother passed away. Sylvia Benjamin's mother passed away. I'm trying to remember the people that I know whose mothers passed away, like, and every time
You feel it all over
cried.
again for them.
I cried.
Okay.
Like even I'm talking about like when Kaleo's mom passed away, we were commenting on a page, on a post.
Okay.
And I was literally like crying as I was
Typing.
commenting.
Okay.
Because, bro, that emptiness, like, bro, that stuff ain't never, she never, like, bro, I sit here like, yo, I really, really have to live the rest of my life without my mom.
Okay.
Like, it's over. Like, she's never gonna, like, her car, like, bro, her car has been parked for almost 3 years. They just put a sticker on it, and I don't know what to do.
Her number's still on your phone?
I'm waiting for her to call me to say, yo, nigga, bring me my car. Bring me my car, nigga, bring me my car.
Right.
She ain't gonna call.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that stuff is heavy. Like, humbling. Like, so what I was telling you before, like, it made me humble, but also, like, I ain't really trying to, like, hear what somebody got to say. Like, I'm going to speak my piece, and then that's it.
There's a lot of people who don't appreciate their moms. Like their
my
moms.
mother died in my arms, bro.
Right.
She literally took her last breath in my arms, and I'm like, I'm looking at her breathe, I'm looking at the clock, I'm looking at her breathe, I'm like, yo, is this really the time? Like, is you crazy?
Right. Hopefully somebody watching this and listening to you will appreciate their mom
they
more.
jerks.
Right.
And you probably don't deserve a mom if you going to play with her.
Right.
Like, how you play with your mom? How you don't got no time for your mom? Bust down. You got to do whatever she need. That's what I had to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, bro, every time it's like, it's other people that, like, there was another lady, LaWanda, her mother passed away. I had a friend, Richie and Mikey, their dad passed away. This probably before, but all this stuff, when I think of these guys and their parents, I had a friend, Larry, his father passed away. Teron Johnson, my friend, these are child friends, his mother. When I think of these guys and I think of the fact that I know their parents. I've been in their houses with these people, and it humbles me.
Got
It's
it.
like the emotional side of me, the sentimental side of me starts to come. But also, it strengthens me. Like, even in my business. Like, you want me to come wire your house up? It's going to be $9,000. You hearing 9,000 might hurt you. It ain't hurt me more than I watched my mom die in my arms.
Right.
So look, bro, I watched my mom die. This is your price. There's nothing else I really can do. I mean, we can wiggle, like, but in a sense, it's like me having to watch my mom die, bro. I really don't care about speaking my piece to nobody. I don't care how my piece is going to make you feel.
Okay.
It's not going to make me feel no worse than me watching my mother pass away in my arms. I didn't get a call. She ain't here. No, I watched it. Like, literally, I'm like in the bed where I jumped in the bed. When I started seeing the compressions, I knew what it was. Like, she was already non-responsive for a day and a half, 2 days. This stuff is shutting down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm holding her. You know how that felt? So for you to tell me you don't like my price, I mean, I understand, but dog, there's nothing I could do. My mom died.
Right.
I watched it. The strongest woman I ever seen in my life, she gone. And she couldn't stand up, she couldn't talk, she couldn't answer me back. The last thing she told me, the last words my mom said to me, she said, you always gonna be my baby boy. That's it. Always. It's the last thing she said. I really don't care like how you feel about my peace, my truth, my energy. It's mine.
So with that being said, let's backtrack a little bit to back when she was still alive. You guys finish at Hatch, and you guys go to where?
Camden High,
Which is also in
Parkside.
Okay, so you go to Camden High, and grades, clothes, probably girls, and football is your life.
In a nutshell,
Okay.
take out the grades.
What would, not grades. Okay, got it.
Listen, man.
What was your high school experience like at Camden High?
I should have read like the dictionary so I got my vocabulary words up because Camden High was very, very, very trying. It was a very, very trying times because you had to have some discipline to like self-discipline to go to class because there was a lot of distractions. Like you said, the girls, the streets, just being bored in class, everybody that's cutting class, making it look fun. Well, you know, we came up in the era, it was 3 lunches, man. 4th, 5th, and 6th. Don't get no majors on them. Don't have no majors on them periods, man, because you're failing.
Right.
Your attendance is going to be off.
Hopefully 4th, 5th, and 6th period, you got gym.
Cooking class, something like that. Because you already know, especially when you get that 4th, you get your schedule, you like, they gave me 4th lunch, man. They messed my whole school year up. Because you know you're going to sit there 4th period, you're going to eat. 5th period going to roll through. You're going to walk out this door, come down the hall, come right back in this door, sit back then. Come on, bro.
In lunch, when you supposed to be in class. You supposed to be in English.
It's science.
Right.
You got a major right now. You're here playing.
Right.
You ain't even eating nothing. You're just in here playing cards and just playing around. But the Camden High was like, it was a trying. It was like it messed with our, how can I say it? Like, what's the word? Our hormones.
Okay.
All them girls, like you coming from Hatch. We're in the classroom. You're not going nowhere. You're
Right.
talking about coming to Camden High.
You at Hatch in the classroom with the same girls all day.
All day.
Even if it's the baddest girls in school, it's the same ones.
Just like now, everybody, what they say, some man's treasure is another man's, she get on my damn nerves. And that's how it was at Hatch. She's like, you
Right.
been here all, I don't care about none of
Right.
this
She
girl.
might have been the baddest girl in the hood, but you hate her.
Yeah, she get on my nerves.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? But we get to
Right.
Camden High, and we 9th grade, 14. Bro. It's like, for one, it's like a campus. It's like a college campus, especially compared to coming from Hatch. See, that's another thing Morgan had. Morgan had, whereas though they changed classes
Okay.
every period. So they were prepping them for high school.
Okay.
We wasn't prepped for that.
Right.
So I got to Camden High, and it was like, oh my goodness.
Right.
Like, then my hormones, I'm a boy, and it's like all these, and it's like, bro, I don't know about your freshman year, or who the seniors was your freshman year, but them seniors my freshman year, man, they were women.
Right.
They were,
Right.
we running around, I don't know what to do. Like, bro, I really didn't. I was just like, yo, this is like a whole new thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now you realize why people worrying about looking good, dressing nice, because like,
You gotta be a halfway decent looking good looking dude.
You might, because you ain't gonna go to school, because they gonna crack on you. Already know what's that tag say? Come on, bro. What's them? You know, we came from that era. Like, if you wasn't right, go left.
I know very
Don't
well.
walk down that ledge, go out the back, because this is what they did. But that's what Camden High was when we got there. It was just like, damn, it was just like it was fast. It was like a faster pace. It was just like, look, it was really like, okay, if you not really wanting to educate yourself and get educated, then you're not going to survive high school in this type of environment, because you have to, bell ring, you have to make it yourself to go to your next class.
Right.
And so forth and so on throughout the whole day. Like, so it was just like, you know, it was different. Hatch, you didn't have to do that. You sat there and your teachers came to you.
Right.
But you had to adjust it, you know what I'm saying? You get used to it. Can I was dope though.
So the highlight of your high school career is football though, is sports. Like that first season from July
Highlight of my,
to November, your life is about football.
yeah,
Okay.
every year, even if I wasn't playing, it was like.
So let's
like I
talk
said,
about
as a
that.
kid,
So
I thought that football was just the answer to everything.
okay.
So, freshman year, football, I almost went to Wilson.
What's Wilson?
Woodrow Wilson, out East Camden.
Okay. So people don't know that,
Woodrow Wilson.
especially in your era of the 90s, there were only two
That's
high
it.
schools in Camden.
And if it was, we didn't care about any other ones. It was Camden High or Wilson.
Or Wilson,
That's
right,
it.
right.
So in our era, Wilson produced a better football program.
Okay.
And Camden High produced a better.
Athlete.
Just those years.
Right.
Not overall.
Okay.
Because if you look back at the times, Camden High's program, we are winning the turkey game numbers overall.
Right.
So they don't always just those years. Darryl Wilson, the coach, his years, they had a machine over there.
And for people who don't know, the turkey game is the last
annual-
football game
on
played in
Thanksgiving.
Camden. Played on
Between-
Thanksgiving
yeah.
every year between Camden
Exactly.
High and Wilson.
Exactly.
Traditionally.
Tradition.
Since way before we were born.
Before way. You talking
Before
about
our parents were born.
Purple Avalanche days
Right.
and all that other stuff.
Camden High used to be called, their mascot was the Purple Avalanche.
You know what I'm saying? So we where was that?
So ninth grade,
Yeah. So
you almost went to Wilson.
almost went to Wilson. We
Why? Oh, because they had the better program.
and it was recruiting. Like these guys knew where we were at.
I recently
guys knew
interviewed
where we were at.
I recently interviewed a guy who came to Camden High. He was recruited to run track by
Yeah.
Coach Booker.
Like look,
There was a lot of recruiting going
these
on in
guys,
the inner
like,
city.
These guys will pull up on you. I remember summertime, 8th grade summer, going to 9th grade, they would pull up on me at walking down the Mount Ephraim Avenue in front of Bonsall. Well, you know we got something good. We got something over the bridge for you. It's good. You better get over here.
Really?
It was bro. I've had sit downs with my grandparents with these guys.
Really? They came to your house.
They came to my house and they had addresses lined up. Like look, and
So how didn't it happen?
I was loyal to my boys. I couldn't see myself like going to Wilson.
Okay.
Plus, I wanted to play basketball for Coach Turner.
Okay.
Like-
and who was a legendary
Legend,
basketball
like,
coach?
you know, I'm
right.
talking about to play for Coach. And my
Okay.
boys was here, like,
Shout out to Coach Clarence
you know
Turner.
what I'm saying? Like, so I went to practice. I literally was over there practicing. Like, I literally was there.
Oh, you were there.
I practiced for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
During these 2 weeks,
This is before school started?
yeah, that
Okay.
summer camps.
So you never actually enrolled
Never
at
enrolled
okay.
or anything, but I had the paperwork. My grandma, it was in the house. We just
Okay.
never submitted it. We never filled it out and submitted it. I told us I'm gonna stay.
Okay.
Because it was just gonna be a lot of strain. Because we're gonna use the address, but I'm still gonna be living here. So I gotta get the Wilson from
I was
here.
about to say, it was probably a longer commute.
Come on. Then I gotta get to practice, and then after practice, I worry about the coach. I just like the came out.
Okay.
So, but while I'm there, I'm shining.
Right.
I'm shining.
Right.
Freshman,
As what? The quarterback?
quarterback.
Okay.
In practice, summertime. I'm shining. Dave, Kareem Gilliard's the starter. I'm warming up with him, and they're looking at me like, "Yeah, we set for 4 more years."
Got it. You was the future.
I'm set for 4 more years. But I just couldn't stay. It was like, I just couldn't stay.
Okay.
My loyalty was over there. My boys was there. A few guys left and went to Wilson, but majority of my boys, Lynn, Cliff, Tice, all those guys, they were at Camden High.
Okay.
And I always felt, I'm good enough to shine anywhere.
Okay.
Like, it didn't really matter, where I was at, what position, what kind of program. You can put me in an option offense. They're going to see what I can do.
So ninth grade at Camden High, you killed it.
As a freshman.
Okay.
Didn't get varsity. I played 1 varsity game. I got in the turkey game.
Okay.
Second half, and I got destroyed. I got sacked so many times. I threw 2 picks. Like Donovan Darius, NFL retiree.
Right.
Picked me off twice.
Ooh.
I was a freshman. He was a senior. He picked me off twice. I remember one, he picked it off, right? Mind you, because they had heavy pressure, bro. Like, the line, bro, Big Kurt, all these guys, they was Ramon Worthy, middle line. These guys were animals, bro. The Randall boys, John and Jerome Randall on the ends. I'm a 6'3", 150-pound freshman. I'm paranoid, but
You were 6'3" at
yeah,
ninth
6'2",
grade?
6'3", yeah.
Wow.
But I'm ready though. Like naturally, I can just. This is what I do.
Okay.
But I remember one time I threw this pick, and he's running back with the ball, bro.
You gotta make the tackle.
I'm saying to myself, please somebody tackle this guy. Please. You know Donovan Darius?
Yes.
You remember his neck? In high school? You remember him and Ramon Worthy? What's these right?
I don't personally know him from high school, but we know who he
He was
is.
sitting down. He was like, I did not. I'm like, yo, I'm running. You know,
Right.
You know the quarterback throw the pick. You know your route is to go backwards. Start running because you got to catch up.
Right.
Bro, I'm running backwards and I'm running and he's coming and I'm like, somebody please tackle this guy, push him out of bounds or something.
Right.
And he pushed him out. I'm like, whew. Whew-wee. I ain't gonna be no safety on this play. Man, he was but I got into freshman.
But you made your mark in ninth grade.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen.
All right, so 10th
we
grade.
ain't going to sugarcoat it. Not for me.
Okay.
Like I was the best quarterback in Camden High in the program my whole 4 years.
Let's go. All right.
There's no, I'm not hating on nobody.
Right.
Or I'm not trying to clown anybody, but they weren't better than me.
Okay.
I played behind Rick Riley.
Okay.
He's a football player. Stud football. But quarterback, he wasn't better than me. Ray Covington, he wasn't better than me.
Okay.
Greg Wyche, it's my boy.
Right.
He's not better than me. Me and Greg, it's funny that we doing this because a couple days ago, I was with Greg and we had a big thing out. I'm like, Greg, you're not better than me. I don't care what, why, how. It's just not going to happen.
What makes you better than Greg?
Everything. Everything.
Better accuracy.
I'm gonna tell you what, accuracy.
Better arm
strength. I'm mobile.
Mobility.
I get out I'm stronger.
Read defense is better.
I couldn't read defenses like that, really.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that.
We got to get there. I'm better now, but they wasn't. Our coaches wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like. I'm gonna get to that. But and I played behind Lawrence Posey.
Okay.
This is my classmate.
Right.
No.
Got
These
it.
guys aren't better than me.
Okay.
Watching the likes of Kevin Harvey every Saturday on a sports talk shining, and I'm like, he's a freshman, I'm a freshman. Bam is over at Wilson. He's getting nurtured to take over the helm as soon as Kareem graduate this year. Bam lined up, and here I am.
Oh, he did go to Wilson.
Yeah, Bam went to Wilson.
Okay.
Kareem played the 1 year, and Bam started for 3 years. Excellent career. Never knocked Bam. Bam's
Okay.
If you ever watch tape of Bam, watch his feet work. It's like Kobe's. It's
Okay.
like Kobe. His
Okay.
feet work. That's why he always set up. Because his feet, he's the prettiest footwork in the building. Bam, it's pretty.
Okay.
His drop back is like, did he get back on them toes? It's a game. It's game, bro. He's throwing that rock. But I'm at Camden High and I'm playing behind these guys that they really not better than me. But like I was telling you, my 4 years at Camden High, we might have the worst coaching staff 4 years ever. We had 2 years at Hayspell, and I'm not knocking the men.
We're knocking the performance.
We're knocking the performance.
Right.
And we had Coach Green, Mike Green.
My college coach used to say
Yeah.
that every day. I'm not critiquing the person, the
what you're
player.
doing.
I'm critiquing the performance.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I felt as though like I was a freshman. Let me take my bumps.
Okay.
Let me get behind this line. Let me see how this thing's going to go. Let me play it because who better than me?
Right.
Rick Riley's a senior. He's graduating. There was another guy named Anthony Boger, but he was hurt, so he wasn't playing. Ray Covington's, he's a junior. Then you got me, Posey, Greg's a sophomore. I'm out playing these guys in practice.
Right.
Like, I got them. They don't match up with me mechanically at all. At all. Like, it don't take me 2 seconds to drop back, bro. My steps are so big, I'm back there.
Right.
I'm ready. But I'm playing behind these guys, and I'm getting frustrated. But you know, I'll stall it out, just play. I never get in. I think I got in 2 games my freshman year. I'm lying. I think I got in the Triton game, and I think I got in. No, I'm lying. I got 1 game my freshman year.
Which was
I
the
dressed
Turkey game.
the Turkey game. I dressed it about 3, but I got in 1.
All right.
And the way I got in the Turkey game was we practicing. You know, the freshman practice is pretty much over.
Right.
We're running off practice one day. Now, mind you, the lineup is Anthony Boger is that quarterback, but he's hurt all season. He's not playing. So we got 3 dressing. Rick Riley, Ray Covington, and me. That's the 3 quarterbacks. Rick's a senior, junior, and a freshman.
Okay.
I don't even know where Greg is at. I don't even think Greg was playing this year. So one day we're running off of practice. If you remember, when we run onto the field, that back gate where the tennis courts here, that back gate.
Right.
If you come about 20 yards off that gate, in that area, it was remember that hole was in the ground?
Yes.
It was a hole. Everybody knew, watch that hole because you'll twist your ankle.
Right.
And it was in the path when we ran our laps. You had to watch that hole because when we got back towards that tennis court, it was the hole right there. So we ended our practice. We running off. Ray Covington ran right into the hole.
Daddy.
Ran right into the hole, bro. Twisted his joint up bad. I'm mad. That nigga, I don't even want to get in right now. Like, fix your leg. Like, what is you doing? Like, it's done. Everybody, I promise you, he in there crying in the training room. He going through it. Everybody coming out like, well, you know you getting in. I'm like, getting in what? They like, man, you know Rick ain't playing quarterback all game long, man. You know you getting in. Be ready. I'm like, man, I'm not ready. Like, y'all ain't throw me in all season, but here I come. Lo and behold, end of the first half, they put me in.
Okay.
I played the whole second half.
Okay.
I might have been like 7 for 19 with 2 picks.
Right.
But it was the experience.
It was your first taste.
Bro, my jersey was dirty.
All right.
I had mud, nigga.
So
I walked off with Damon Wyche, Avram Banks, Terminator. These guys who I looked up to. I'm dirty like them. I ain't walking off, with a clean jersey.
Right.
I'm walking off muddy.
Okay.
With grass on my helmet. Nigga, I was in war with these guys. That's how I took it.
So the red carpet should have been laid out for you for 10th grade.
You would think that, right? 10th grade come back. Ray Covington's the senior. He's starting. I'm playing JV. I'm just not feeling it, bro.
Okay.
I might have played about 6 weeks and I quit.
Okay.
I quit. Quit 6 weeks into the season. Never played again.
Got it.
Didn't play no basketball. Mind you, retract. Went to basketball season, freshman year.
Okay.
Me and Nate Johnson.
Right.
Remember Nate?
Nate's a superstar.
Superstar, 2,400.
Where did he go? Louisville?
Louisville. Full year starter. Louisville, played overseas for an excellent career.
Right.
That's my man. Coming into freshman year, I want to say Nate was probably equal in skill set.
Okay.
We both made varsity as freshmen. I don't go say we was going to get it, but we both made the cut. I caught chicken pox. I was man down. I ain't come back for the season. I was man down.
Right.
But when I came back, Nate starting, and I'm like, yo.
I think Nate was a year older than you were. He came out in 95?
96.
Oh, 96.
Same year.
Okay.
Same year. He just born a couple months. He's like September 77, and I'm like February 78.
Okay.
So he like literally just made 96. He could have been 95. He'd have been born a couple months before that.
Okay.
But so I didn't get a chance to play basketball because I got sick. Sophomore year, bounced back. I play. They not really, me and Posey playing varsity. I mean, in and out the JV, and I'm just not feeling it. So I quit.
Okay.
Literally just left and quit. Didn't play. But within me quitting, I disregarded school that year, my sophomore year. I'm just ripping and running, cutting, hanging with a guy named Demetrius Banks.
Okay.
This is my man. I love meat. We were indulging as a kid. And I ain't gonna go too far, but we were cutting class a lot.
Right.
We were cutting a lot.
Which probably means you come back to school in 11th grade.
Ain't no school. I was ineligible. So,
You were
right, I get back
ineligible.
11th grade, right?
Right.
But I come back with a vengeance. It's like, okay, I'm better than these guys. I'm in 11th grade. That means me and Posey is in 11th grade.
Right.
I got Greg Wyche, the senior. Mind you, but you got Roderick Boyd. I think Roderick played quarterback or wide receiver that year. You had one of them, the Ringo kids. They was a quarterback then.
Right.
So.
Shout out to Vincent Ringo.
Yeah,
Shout out to Roderick Boyd.
one of them.
Right.
So, I'm like, man, I ain't playing no football this year. After that, ripping and running. Everybody like, yo, man, come out. I'm like, man, I'm not playing, but I don't want to play. They're going to sit me down. I got to sit and play around these guys. I don't want to play.
You like Allen Iverson. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
like-
not playing if I'm on the wood.
Yeah.
Right.
So they like, yo, they're giving out equipment. If you don't come now, this equipment is just giving out. So I said, let me go. I literally walked up to the field the day they gave out equipment, bro.
Okay.
My junior year, I walked up to practice when they gave out equipment. I didn't go to summer camps or none of that stuff.
Right.
Just walked up.
No 7-on-7.
None of that. I didn't miss the scrimmages, but I didn't do none of the down Forest Hill summer. I didn't do none of that.
Okay.
So we get there, I get my equipment, and they doing a depth chart, bro. I promise you, I'm like 5th or 6th. I'm behind Posey, Greg, I think Roderick was playing quarterback, one of the Ringos, and Sean Oates
Okay.
was playing quarterback too, my
Okay.
classmate.
Okay.
So I'm like 6, you know, and if you know Sean Oates, Sean can spin the ball.
He was really good.
Sean can
Shout
spin
out to
a
Sean
football.
Oates,
He can spin a football.
AKA AWOL.
He can spin a football. My boy can spin a football.
Right.
Yes, he could.
Right.
Right. But I'm behind these guys. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this. Like, but my junior year, I was on my game. So if you remember Tyson Walker, safety, played wide receiver too. So I'm at like 5th or 6th on the depth chart, but we got 3 scrimmages. Holy Cross, we scrimmage the same guys, everything. Holy Cross, I think we scrimmage Willenboro, some other teams.
Okay.
I'm shining in the scrimmages. 3 scrimmages, I might have threw 9 touchdown passes, no picks, and at least $1,000. Well, it wasn't probably not a lot of yards, but you know, we cut the field, we cut it half during scrimmages. It's just
Okay.
pretty much just performance. But I was low. I was 5th, 6th on the depth chart. End of the scrimmages, I'm up at number 1.
Got it.
So I'm at number 1 now. Penciled in, starter. I'm feeling like I'm on top of my game. Saturday's games is on Saturdays. Bro, that Tuesday or Wednesday, before the game, they told me I was ineligible.
Ooh.
They told me I was ineligible, bro. Right before they gave out the jerseys, that was the year we was getting our names on the back of the jerseys and everything.
Right.
I was number 12, I'm ineligible. Guess who takes my jersey? Posey. I'm heated. I'm ineligible my junior year, so he's wearing number 12. I'm
Right.
like,
Right.
But I'm coming to the games. I tried to do this program to get the credits, but it didn't work out. And
Okay.
I wound up having to sit my junior year.
So you was going through it in high
Stressed
school.
out.
It was a
My
weird
grandpa
period for you.
passed away. It's just like, yeah, my grandpa died that summer.
Okay.
It wasn't during school, but it was just like
That
just
summer.
everything. Like I had to sit. Mind you, if I'm eligible for football, I'm eligible for basketball.
It was like a TV show.
It's like then
Grandpa died,
Then
football.
then that next, matter of fact, I'm lying. My grandfather died in 95.
Okay.
So I was ineligible 94, 95 season.
Okay.
So the 95 football season is our junior year going into 95. You know, 94, 95, 95, 96 is my senior year.
Right.
So 94, I'm ineligible for football. Going into the basketball season, I'm ineligible. So I can't play no sports. Coming into the end of the 95 season,
Right.
my grandpa died that summer, or
Okay.
May, right, while in school. He died in May of 95.
Right.
So it was just like, I'm like,
Domino after domino
I
after
couldn't play
domino.
football, couldn't play basketball. My pop died. My grandma, she's reeling because she's just like lost her best friend.
Right.
It was just like, oh man. But
That was a toll on you, emotionally,
emotionally,
physically.
like, I really didn't want to do anything. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And if you couldn't play football, it's like
But
forget
also,
school.
mind you, go back to when I was a kid. I used to have anxiety attacks about not being able to play.
Right.
And here I am, like facing reality. Like I ain't got but a year or two left in high school. If I don't make something pop now,
You're not getting recruited
it's not
because
gonna
you
pop.
haven't played.
But hold up,
All
I
right.
am getting recruited.
So senior year rolls
Not
around.
even senior year, bro. I've been getting recruited.
Okay.
Lindland can tell you this. I've been getting letters. I've been getting football letters since 9th grade.
Okay.
I was a 6'3" quarterback.
Right.
With a cannon.
Right.
They're looking at me like we can teach him anything else.
Okay.
So I've been getting letters from Miami, North Carolina, Temple. Mind you, I was supposed to go to Temple. We can get there senior year. But, so junior year, ineligible, blah, 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 rough, pop died. Coming to my senior year, I'm still ineligible.
Okay.
They pulled some strings for me.
Really? Okay.
Had to, or I wasn't playing. So, long story short, they pulled some strings, got me eligible. I still got shared time with Posey.
Right.
Posey's a fucking bum, man. Like, excuse my language, right?
Right.
Posey's a football player. He's
Not
no
a quarterback.
No, man. Like this, you talk about me right here, man. Like, no.
What is it that you think the coaches didn't see?
It's what they seen was it's two seniors that they didn't want to sit one and not let the other play.
Ah.
But I'm like, okay, I'm a football
So you try to make everybody happy.
F that.
You can't please everybody.
Everybody, like, all right, cool. Let me play football. Like I'm on it like, all right, boom. I can play wide receiver, I can play safety. These are the things that I played since Little League.
Right.
This is like second nature. I'm like, they trying to make it like I'm so valuable, they don't want me to play nothing but y'all ain't put me in. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm splitting time. You talking about first and third pose, the second and fourth is yours. Like, I'm in a groove in the second quarter and I got to sit for the third. Like, it just didn't make no sense.
Right.
But like I say, our coaching staff really wasn't all that.
Okay.
Like, we had Mike Green,
What do you feel that the coaching staff lacked?
coaching.
Okay.
They couldn't coach.
And you're a quarterback, so
I'm a
you're supposed to be
quarterback.
being
Listen,
taught how to improve your
who
throwing
was supposed
motion.
to be my best friend on my coaching staff as a quarterback?
The quarterback's coach,
Or the,
head coach,
no, offensive coordinator.
or the offensive coordinator. Okay.
You know who my offensive coordinator was, you remember?
No.
Dinkins.
Coach Jenkins, which was Coach Green's boy.
Where'd they come from?
They were gym teachers from Hatch.
All right, now Dink did play wide out of Dell State,
Okay.
but we used to call Dink Dad. How you spell Dad? D-A-D?
Right.
Dumbass Dinkins. That's what we used to call him.
Right.
Like, bro, like Dink used to do, like, send the play in. He's on the sideline like, yo, everybody stop talking. I can't think with, nigga. We ain't got but like a 25, 30 second play clock. Get the play in. Like, yo, bro, he used to be losing it. Like, and we in there like, yo. The turkey game my senior year, we on the 3-yard line. Mind you, we lost that game 20-7.
Right.
It was 20-0 in the second half, first half. Second half, opened up, I broke one, like 30, 40 yards down the sideline. I got us to like the 7. Then quarterback sneaked to like the 3. I'm trying to score, because I ain't never scored no touchdown. I threw a lot, but I never ran in.
Right.
So I'm on something like, look, I'm getting this touchdown. I called Chicago like 4 times. If you remember Chicago.
What's Chicago?
San Diego is quarterback sneak.
Okay.
You got to listen to the last ending of Chicago, San Diego. When I say that, I'm keeping it.
Right.
Bro, we at the third line, I promise you. I break it, then we get a first down, then I break it to like the 12, like the 15.
Okay.
And then I drop back on another play, and then the middle just opened right up, right? So I took off up the middle, and I thought it was the goal line, and I dove. Man, it was the 5-yard line, man. So I dove, and I get to but it was like the first down was at the 3.
Right.
So I dove, and I got to like the 2. So I got the first,
Okay.
but I thought I was diving in the end zone. It was the 5, man. So now it's first and goal at the
Right.
2.
Okay.
Like, we calling, like, mind you, now, tell you, Dink, Dad, he's sending in White. We at the goal line. You remember White?
No.
Spread them out, 4 receivers. Nigga, man,
At the goal line.
at the goal line. He's sending in White.
Right.
So I'm seeing Albert, Newkirk, and all the White formation coming in. I'm sending them back like, man, send that back.
Right.
We power eye this thing, man. So first play, power eye. Chicago! I'm trying to get the touchdown, man. Like, look, F all that.
Right.
Keep it. Get smashed up, no gain. Second play, power eye left. I get up there. All I'm looking for is that little squeeze of gap that I can get in and fall forward.
Right.
San Diego, San Diego, San Diego. I audible again. Leland and them is mad because they want to wham block and do their old screen. I ain't got time for that, bro. I'm trying to get a touchdown.
Right.
Like, y'all can do y'all blocking schemes on the next drive. All that wham blocking, I don't know what that is. I don't even know what that is. I'm trying to get in the end zone, so I call San Diego again. Smash me up, I ain't scored. Bro. I caught that shit 3 times.
Caught it third down too.
Yo, but you know when you like the third one, you tired,
Right.
and your cleats not getting no traction, and you like bleeding, and your feet just going, and you just falling. So it's 4th down. Now, I done called an audible for me 3 times, and they are cussing me out in the huddle. They're like, yo, run the fucking play. Like, stop trying to. Like, all right. It's 4th down now, baby.
It's 4th down. Y'all on like the 2-yard line.
Power eye left, 38 sweep. That's all I got for you, E. There's nothing else I can do. I pitched it out to E. E Little E, Eric Williams. He passed away too.
Shout out to Lil E.
He squeezed in, he tiptoed into that at the end zone, touchdown.
As soon as you called the correct play.
I just ran the play, yo, bro. I wanted that touchdown so bad. It's like, I scored one touchdown on feet. That was my sophomore year. Remember I said I quit? The week that I quit, I broke one for like 50-yard touchdown run. And I quit that week. I've never scored, so it was like, I wanted to feel like, stand up, like, do whatever.
Right.
I threw a lot, you know what I'm saying? I wanted that one.
You feel like your coaches didn't teach you how to read defenses, which would have made you a better quarterback.
Absolutely.
Do you feel like you can read defenses now?
Yeah.
Could you teach a young quarterback how to read defenses?
I can teach him how to read the defense that we were accustomed to.
Okay.
Because these schemes that these guys are bringing nowadays,
Right.
it's like I'll be watching the replays and I'm like,
Well, the most basic of coverages are cover one. Well, actually zero.
0, man up,
One,
1,
Two.
1 high, cover 2, 2 high,
and 3.
3 deep.
So let's teach a young quarterback how to read defenses.
All right, come on.
All right.
All right. Where we at with it, man?
What are we looking at? This looks like cover 2.
Just cover 2.
Okay. Which means what? So somebody who doesn't know what cover 2
right, so
is,
I'm
what
gonna
does that
use
even
this.
mean?
I'm gonna use this. All right. Make sure I got it right.
Cover 2 basically means 2 deep
2
safeties.
deep safeties. This is him. He got this. Right? We're gonna split this in half. Right?
Right.
Cover 2. What am I attacking? What am I attacking? Hold on.
So if you got
I
2
want
deep
this.
safeties,
I want this.
right.
He's
The corners have the flag,
got
so
the
they have
flags.
everything in front of them.
he got all those. This is him.
Right.
So, all right.
So you got that space in the middle. Hopefully, the defense has a pass rush. The defense has a pass rush. The cover 2 works.
Yeah. All right. I got something for you. I'm gonna draw this up for you, right?
What would you teach a quarterback who knows that the defense is in cover 2?
All right. Cover 2 is known.
Right.
You're telling me cover 2 is known. We know we ain't cover 2.
We know the other team. They're not disguising it. It's clearly cover 2.
Clearly cover 2. All right. If I was a coordinator,
Okay.
and I know we got cover 2 coming. This is all right. I was thinking about this. This is what I'm gonna run. This is what I'm gonna run, right? Because in cover 2, you want to. He got this. He wants this.
Right.
He wants this flat area.
Right.
And he got deep this half.
Right.
This is what we want to attack,
Right.
right?
The out.
We also can attack in here, in front of this, right?
You can.
You can, right? So I want to stress him right here. I want to stress him, and I want to make him make a decision, right?
Right.
I want to make all these guys make a decision. So but I want to attack. I'm gonna hit this, right?
So you got trips to the right.
Trips right. I'm gonna run a smash. I'm gonna run like a smash
Okay.
technique. I'm gonna attack this corner from the door. I'm gonna put somebody, but he can't bend it. I want him up here.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
I'm a skinny post, skinny streak him. Right here. Right.
Okay.
Then I might do something like, and let him sit down in this area right here.
Got it.
Because what happens is, if we run him off, we run the safety off. If he plays, if he stays here, 10 to 12 yards, we throw it here.
Okay.
Right? If this safety is leaning and he sees this corner and he leans, 10 to 12 yards this. And then if everybody, this is just really for real, bro. Like, this is really your safety.
Okay.
This you can run like a little hitch in, because you got to figure the weak side linebacker, he's going to drop in zone, he's going to drop back, he's going to drop back. So you always want to have this area is going to always be open. If your
Got
man
it.
sit down right here,
Right.
not go through. Just get in this area.
And sit.
Your X. Just sit here. If you occupy that, because if you sit him down, and he wants to show this, then you'll have this area in front of that. You can. That's the meat and potatoes, though, bro, for real.
And the quarterback has to know that.
He has to. This is the meat and potatoes. Is this zone? Is this right here?
And hopefully you have coaches that call the correct plays.
You know what I'm saying?
Where the routes are there.
Because like, man, this is like, I love it. Bro.
So basically, cover 2, throw the out route, or throw something underneath.
Listen, underneath, or you attack this over here. That space between where the safety covers and that flat.
Right.
This should meet. Because you can hit him with this corner. If he wants to cheat, oh yeah, another thing, you have to. You gotta run this backside post.
Okay.
You have to.
Why?
Keep him honest.
Okay.
Because if you don't keep him honest, if you say if you take this corner and you only got one backside route,
Right.
and you run a dig or out, he's occupied with that corner back over there.
Right.
So, and if you run in the street here in corner and he ain't got nothing to do, he can come play this and occupy the street. And then you got the strong side safety can play it. It's just, you gotta put him in a position. You gotta attack those bubble areas. You keep this free safety occupied with that backside post. You keep this safety honest with this streak. You keep this area right here honest with this corner. You always occupy this little bubble space down here with that little flat little hitches. Sit down in this area. And now you gotta read. If the safety play that, hit the corner. If the safety drifts, hit the street.
Okay.
Everything, but you can't, if you throwing it at 20 yards, you're too late.
So you know how to attack cover 2. And you know how you would teach somebody to attack cover 2.
You gotta, you have to, these routes are to be attacked at 10 to 15 yards.
Right.
Because if you're throwing it at 20, the safety is too
He has time to get over.
Time to make up. Especially this corner route. You ain't even got that much room.
Right.
Because you got sideline. You ain't got 20 yards.
And the 2 safeties are taught to stay as deep as the deepest. So they're backing up anyway.
The first step is going to be back.
Right, exactly.
It's the first step is going to be back. If a safety takes the first step up, I want that anyway.
Right.
Please, strong, come up here. One step, because don't let Albert Newkirk be right here.
Right.
It's a wrap.
It's too fast.
It's too fast.
Now, cover 2 is a zone.
Yeah.
Let's say the defense is in man. Let's do one more. Let's say the defense is in man. And you got an eraser above the...
Let me see this.
Let's say the defense is in man coverage. How would you teach some young kid who comes to you and says, Mr. Justin, how do I break down man coverage?
Rubs.
So while you're erasing, what is a rub?
Rub routes are combinations of, you might run off of opponents, you rubbing off of your teammates, you're trying to rub off the corner off of the safety. Because if you in man,
Okay.
more than likely,
So first of all, what is man?
lock up.
Man coverage means each person on the defense has a person on the offense that they are responsible for. In a zone, you're responsible for a zone, for an area. In man coverage, you're responsible for a person, like literally a man.
All right, so if we had 3 wide, we got 4 wide, 2 slots, 2 wides.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume this defensive guy, he's going to go nickel, dime, or something. So I'm assuming we're going to. Hold up, I didn't mean to do that. He's gonna sub his weak side out, right? He's gonna have a middle. I mean, this is what I would assume seeing. He'll have a middle linebacker, right?
Okay.
He's gonna have his middle might be over here too, right? That's how this what I would think. And he'll have a strong.
Okay.
What they call him now? Strong backer, stud backer.
Outside linebacker. It could be the stud.
Whatever.
It could be the owl. Whatever they
right?
call it.
And then
Right.
he's gonna bring another D back. So he's gonna put a $sign.
Okay.
So you may have lined up here, that may be his man, and your corner locked up.
Okay.
Right? But this safety, that strong safety, he gonna be over your head. He better be. I mean,
Okay.
if he ain't, you just turn around, I'm gonna throw it to you. Right?
So as a quarterback, you're at the line of scrimmage and you see the other team is in man. They're not disguising it.
All right, because if they was disguising it, what would you do to show, to try to get an idea if they ain't man or not? I'm gonna ask you a question.
So
Mr. Cornerback,
if we were disguising it,
what would I do as the quarterback to try to make you show what you're trying to disguise?
oh, you would use your voice inflection to try to like make us think you're about to start to play. Because if we
Or-
were disguising it,
I'm gonna run motions.
or that, right?
I'm gonna run the
And
motion.
you watching to see which way we move.
Because
Right.
like one of the telltales is if I motion one of these guys and you follow him, you in man.
Got right,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yep.
And now if I motion him and you bump, that means you're still in zone. You bumping into your right zone.
Right.
Right? So if they locking up like this, I always like the wheel routes.
Okay. What's a wheel for anybody who doesn't know?
Just
Draw
wheel
it.
Just wheel it. All right, this is what I would do. I'm gonna draw you a play.
Okay.
Right? I forget this circle route. I like this. right?
Right.
I'm gonna take this wheel.
Watch your whiteboard.
He's
Watch your
gonna-
whiteboard.
He's gonna just run that wheel from the door, right?
Okay.
Because what I'm hoping is this combination, his man is here, his man is here.
They're gonna run
this
into each
combination
other.
is either gonna rub them,
Right.
free this wheel up, or these two chase this excuse me, these two guys get confused and they chase the wheel
Right.
and they leave me underneath.
Somebody gonna be open.
You know what I'm saying? Over here, like, it's probably a speed guy. I might, like, you know me. I like streaks.
Right.
You got one free safety. If I'm playing with these guys trying to rub, these guys are going to attack. We're going to attack. Especially if I got a strong safety on my slot.
Right.
I want that.
Okay.
I like that. I like a strong safety on my slot. So I might run like a skinny, and I'm gonna bring him across. I want him to come across this guy's face, because if I can occupy 2 defenders with this guy running, somebody one-on-one, I got 3 of them.
Okay.
I got 3 of them. What I got? 1, 2. I probably got a back.
Right.
He can rub off. I'm having a little running back, right? I love these routes right here. I love them. And then just sitting here for me.
Okay.
Just sit there for me. Occupy this.
Right.
Feel me? Occupy that. But this is what you want to look.
But they have to stay honest.
You got to.
Right.
Especially if
right.
I'm in your face.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like right here, these are those check down reads, them big bombs you looking for out your peripheral.
Okay.
This is what you want. This is what your this motion and these rubs is pretty much like where you probably get your open man at. Especially if you got this strong side, this stud backer, this is his man. This is one of the most hardest routes to cover. Especially when I got a back. Not no fullback, we got a tailback in here.
Okay.
Like a work done or somebody like that.
Right.
Come on, man. That plant foot right there and getting back to the middle, he not built for that.
Got it.
He not built for that. But it's like rub routes. Man coverages is like rub routes, motions, and like just trying to get them out of position.
Okay.
Get them out of position. Because sometimes you have corners that just can flat out run with whoever.
Okay.
So you're just not going to run past them. It's about
Okay.
misconceptions. It's deception.
So you demonstrated your knowledge. Like you know the game and you could coach
Yeah.
it. But you clearly, well, I don't want to say clearly, but these are not the things that you were taught in high school.
No, I like, for one, we didn't have the era where social media, where we can just go on YouTube and watch how to break down a cover 3, how to break down a cover 2.
Google it,
You know,
right.
We didn't have that. We literally had to read the books. They didn't get that. We didn't get that.
Okay.
We didn't get that from them.
All right. So you do graduate from Camden.
Yes.
So you graduate, and what do you want to do with your life, or what's the next step for you?
All right, so I had detours.
You had detours, okay?
Senior year, come out. Mind you, my grandmother passed away in July.
Okay.
Senior year, so we out of school. Summertime, she passes away. All
So
right.
she was physically at your graduation in
No,
June?
she didn't even make it.
She didn't make it to grad. Okay, she was sick.
She passed away. And then before she passed away, my car had started acting up. So I didn't want to ask my grandmother for money, so I decided to sell drugs.
What did you have in high school? What type of car?
9.8, brown 9.8, tinted up.
Okay.
Oldsmobile 9.8, Regis.
Okay.
She got sick, so I didn't want to asking a sick woman, can you fix my car? So what I did was I decided to sell drugs.
Okay.
Just to get my car fixed. That was my mind frame, was just to get the car fixed. It turned into a career, a bad one. Like, what happened was I might have saved up like $1,900 to get the car fixed.
Right.
Somebody stole the money out of my car.
Really? You had the money in your car?
Because my uncle used to get high. So he would be in the house searching and stuff. So I'm like, if I leave this money around in the house and I go to sleep, he get to getting a itch and he want to search and find my money is gone. So I thought if I leave it in the car and sleep on my keys,
Right.
I'm good. Woke up, the money was gone. So now that's like,
You thought you had it out, but
now I'm back in the game trying to get the money to fix the car, which
Right.
turns into just me selling drugs.
right.
So, end up going to jail. I caught 2 charges. Like, I caught a charge, I made a bail. 3 weeks later, I caught another charge. That was all 96 summer.
Okay.
Ended up going to jail. I did a year and some change, maybe 14 months. My first bid. Came home that next summer because I sat for a couple months, had days on the street, then went back, did 11 more months, and I came home that next summer, 97 summer.
How was jail, by the way? Pure torture?
Sucks. But Camden, I was in Yardville. My first bid, it was like kiddie camp with no females.
Okay,
Like,
got
it
it.
wasn't that bad. Not to say, prison is bad, but Yardville was like a kiddie camp compared to prisons. Like, you heard the stories of Broadway, Trenton State, Bayside, and all those.
So we're not about to glorify prison.
Absolutely not.
But for somebody who's about to get locked up, give them some do's and don'ts of prison. Do's.
Listen, man, look, be a square. Everything you chase to go to prison, you can get it how my man sitting behind the camera did. Look at us, we're sitting here in the same space. Me and you.
Right.
We took two different routes. And look where we're at. I could have just took your route and been doing the same interview.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would tell people, take your time. Man, take your time. Find your lane, an honest lane, and perfect that.
In jail.
What you mean, in jail?
Yeah, what are some do's and don'ts of it?
Oh.
You talk about avoiding going to prison.
Yeah, that's what I'm...
But if you already done got in trouble and you know you're about to go down.
Mind your business.
That's a do.
Mind your business.
Do mind your business.
Mind your business. Like, just mind your business. You don't gotta be no chump and be in a corner all scared, I mean, it's just like, it's life. Stuff may happen. You literally may have to fight. Because this guy, he's just ignorant, he's mad, he's not going home this month, and he's hurting.
Did you have to fight?
Yeah, I fought a few times.
Okay. Could they have been avoided?
Like, my fights was in the county with some Puerto Ricans. I love my poppies, but these ones in the county, they thought like
They ran the place.
You got your damn mind. You got your damn mind.
Okay.
Pop, you better
Okay.
chill. You gotta chill, Pop. Like,
And what are some don'ts? What's the number one don't in prison for you?
Mind other niggas' business. Mind other niggas' business, man. That's it. Like that's my whole thing. Like you might come into a prison or a tier or whatever, and you may come in and you see a couple guys that you know.
Right.
You cool. But you know what I'm saying? Respect people's space. Respect people as men.
Okay.
Mind your business.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's simple as that. And if trouble may come, just like we in the streets.
Right.
Like you can be in front of your grandma's house chilling. Stuff can just happen. You may have to defend your grandma's house.
Right.
You're in prison, you can be minding your business. Somebody might be feeling some kind of way. You have to defend yourself.
Okay.
Same difference.
On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the worst possible and 10 being the best ever, how would you personally rate your childhood?
10.
10, really?
10.
And why?
My food. My grandpa, my grandma, they held me down. Like, you gotta think where my grandpa came from, bro. My grandpa he wasn't the most well-educated man. He didn't finish school.
Okay.
My grandfather has been to prison for murder, and he still made a way to drive Cadillacs and Oldsmobile, like his own car, his own house. Like, they bought a house my grandmother and grandfather bought a house in 1970, 71 or something like that.
Okay.
72, 3 or something like that in Pollock Town. Like, black people just don't move in Pollock Town back then.
Okay.
My folks are from the Foggy Bottom, as they call it, 2nd and Line Street, down about 2nd and Beckett, down the bottom.
Okay.
They moved from 2nd and Line, 211 Line Street to Morton Street, Pollock Town.
Right.
Like, there was still white Polish people still living on our blocks. If you look at I have my mother's yearbook, right?
Right.
If you look at my mother's yearbook, her graduating year, it's a white lady. Her address is 1099 Morton Street.
Yeah, the addresses are
Remember back
under
then they would have the address under your name.
Right.
So I was like, damn, man, you went to school with the lady whose house we live in. She said, yeah, I know that. I knew her. But it's like, my grandfather came from the mud. I'm talking about the guy that stopped going to school in 6th grade.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stopped going to school in 6th grade to working all these jobs to ending up at Campbell Soup.
Okay.
Great job. Left there, went to CCMUA, tremendous job. And did what he's supposed to do. He took care of me. He took care of like his kids. He took care of his grandkids. And then Nycki is his grandkid.
Okay.
He took care of her kids. When I mean take care of, you gotta stay at my house, I'm taking care of you.
Right.
You gotta spend the night, whatever. He had a place for all of us to come.
Okay.
Like, I never I don't regret none of it. The only regrets of a child's like my father not being in his presence, but the way my pop held me down,
Right.
I don't even miss my pop. I don't miss my father. I love him. I don't even hold nothing against him.
Okay.
Like, I see my pop and it's like I hug him and cry just like as if he played a part in every day of my life. Because my grandfather, he instilled that. My grandpa was thorough, bro.
Got it.
Thorough, extra sturdy, like stand-up guy.
Do you have a worst childhood day or time period that you would like to forever forget?
It was so fun growing up, man.
You don't. Hey.
Maybe the day when my Uncle Boo died, because we were gonna go stay in childhood. My
Okay.
Uncle Boo, my cousin Nycki's father.
Or her
passed-
dad.
Yeah, he passed away in '89. So when I got that,
So she was 18.
yeah,
Okay.
because her son was one. It's crazy. My Uncle Boo, her first son, his first grandson, he died on his birthday.
Oh, wow.
January 26, 1989. Ty turned 1, my Uncle Boo died.
Oh, wow.
January 26th, which is the same day Kobe passed away.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I remember one day coming home from school, I was in Bonzo,
Okay.
and my grandfather had to, I remember it, because I get upstairs, because what I used to do is I would run up the steps to see my grandma, yo, what's up? My grandma not there. My grandpa like, hey, sit down, I gotta talk to you. I just broke down, like, something he getting ready to tell me, my grandma died.
Right.
I'm like, man, my grandma died. He's like, man, shut up, man, my grandma died. She gotta get her leg cut off. So that was a sad day when I had to hear that my grandma was losing her leg.
Okay.
I don't really have a lot of bad childhood memories.
Okay.
It wasn't no lights off, bro. Like, it wasn't no food, wasn't food in the refrigerator. My grandpa held it. When I say held it down. Like, bro, I turned 17, I had a car. Like, the keys was hanging up waiting for me to turn 17.
Right.
Like, my grandma was so mad at me, bro. I turned 17, and I was going up to, we wasn't doing no motor vehicle classes and none of that. You 17, go take your permit. You know, I live at Pola, motor vehicle right there on Manning from Avenue.
Right.
Right across the street from Pathmark. So I would get on the bus, go up there, and take my permit test. I failed that joint like 5 times. Right? The first time I came back, my grandma like, don't worry about it, baby, you get it the next time. Second time, okay, baby. After the third time, she's like, man, is you stupid? Like, she get mad, like, why you can't pass the written test?
Right.
The 5th time, bro, I passed that. Because you know, like it's different now. Like, it might be 100 questions on the, well, no, 100 questions on the test. It was 20 questions, bro. You have to get 16 right. That's it.
Right. But the questions were like, how far away do you legally have to park away from a fire hydrant?
How many
and
feet
the
from
choices
the corner?
would be like 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, 25 feet.
That's it. Like, bro.
And you would have to know that. Like, it was a lot of
It
memorization.
had to be.
Nothing to do with driving,
Look,
per
one
se.
of the times, look, I had all the answers on my hand. And I'm cheating, and I got caught. They caught me, bro,
They caught
at motor
you cheating.
vehicle. You know, because you walk in motor vehicle, that little side over there was for the written part.
Right.
They had the little thing up. I'm thinking like, shit, watching. I had it in my hand. I'm take your dumb ass out. And they pushed my joint back for like a couple weeks. I couldn't come right back. You know, normally you fail, you come back
Right.
the next week.
Right.
I had to wait like 3-4 weeks to come back. But I was studying after that one.
Okay.
I said, no, I'm tired. I'm tired of getting this. What's the lane called? When you pull, what is it called? What is it called? Speed lane. When you coming off the highway.
Oh, the entry. Right.
I messed that up so, like, what do you do? Do you stop? Do you go? I'm like,
Right,
you stop. Like, no, you don't stop. You flow with traffic. You better flow.
Right.
Yo, man, I took that thing, man, but the last one, I studied. I said, no, I'm not even gonna do this no more. I can't keep, I'm not dumb, and I feel dumb.
Right,
And my
right,
grandma was
right.
getting mad.
Right.
She wants to see me drive with a license. I know what she wants. She wants to buy me a car. They want to give me the car, but they're not gonna give me this car if I don't have no license.
Right.
When I got that license, they gave me that car. I crashed the thing. Crashed the thing up so much, man. But I learned a lot, though. I don't play with oil changes and stuff now.
Right.
Because my grandpa, I tore that car up, but I learned. Engine seized up on me. My grandpa, they was mad. My grandma told me straight, she said, I'm not putting no new engine in that car. You chalk that up. That's it.
I
Chalk
know
it up.
that's right.
I'm not putting no engine in it. I learned now. I don't play. Man, listen, I go to Jiffy Lube. They
Right.
say your next oil change is 60,000 miles.
Right.
$59.99. I'm on my way,
You in
baby.
there.
I'm not waiting.
So let's flip it. Do you have a favorite childhood day or time period that, if you could, you would go back to?
Favorite. All of it.
Okay. Okay. Which is a great answer. That's a
Dope,
fair
bro.
answer.
Like my grandmama and grandpop, they was dope, man.
Do you feel like, was there ever an event that occurred in your childhood that you feel like affected your life forever, either negatively or positively?
All right.
Or do you just feel like your whole childhood as a whole kind of
It's dope,
molded
like,
you?
when my grandpa,
Okay.
my grandfather passing away messed me up
Okay.
emotionally because here it is, this old man, he threw jabs all day long.
Right.
Like, so like, I ain't grow up. My grandma beat me with a belt that one time.
Right.
But my mom didn't use belts. My grandfather definitely didn't use belts.
Right.
He swore he was, Joe Louis. He throwing these slow jabs, but when he used to hit, it used to hurt.
Right.
So that's like, when my grandpa passed away, my grandma, all of it messed me up.
Right.
But it was like when my grandma passed away, that was that chapter just completely closing. And it was like, look, you gotta start fending for yourself because they're not here to do it. But when my grandpa passed away, it was me watching my grandma hurt, watching her pain behind that. And it's like, that hurt.
Got it.
That hurt watching her. Because when she told me, like, I watched her complain about this man, argue with this man so much.
Right.
You would think that she ain't like him. But when he passed away and she sat there and literally told me, like, I lost my best friend.
Okay.
That's like, and
That's crushing. And with that being said, 2 final questions. You said you have an 11-year-old son.
yeah.
It's hard to speak for somebody else. Actually, 3 final questions. It's hard
Make
to
it 5 if you want. Good, man.
It's hard to speak for somebody else, but if you put your 11-year-old son in your 11-year-old body,
I mean, 6th grade.
and on top of that, you know your son. So you can even go forward and put him inside your 17-year-old body. Would your son be able to handle your life?
I don't think he'll handle the 11th grade. The 11th, where he at now,
Right.
I'm not more advanced than he is. It's just more so the way we grew up. Because you think at 11, we talking about 1989.
Right.
It was go out, play, run up and down the street, here, get your bumps and your bruises.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Ride your bikes up in, because we grew up Parkside, streets, parking. You ride your bike, where you riding it at? In the street, on the sidewalk. You're gonna fall, you get hit by, that's the stuff we grew up with. My son is more reserved. It's like the times, the way I live, he don't go outside as much as we used to.
They got more technology. They on their
That
phone
too.
all
They
day
on their
long.
phones,
Tablets,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So like, I'm not gonna say he couldn't adapt to it, but if I throw him to the wolves, he might say, yo, Dad, I need a little more practice.
Right.
Because I've been in here, you had me in here doing
not
this.
ready, right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? But his ability to adapt, uncanny.
Okay.
Impeccable.
So with that being said,
Let me tell you a little story.
Okay, go.
He's 11 now, so we're talking about maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
He's 6. Now I got tools, I got tools in the car, and I got drills in my truck.
Right.
I got drills that sit in the house.
Right.
He took all the doorknobs off the bedrooms.
Runs in the family.
Took all the doorknobs off the bedrooms, right?
Okay.
And I'm tired, and I'm like, I'm not putting them back.
Right.
You're going to put them back. It took him about 5 hours. You sweating? You got them doorknobs back on.
Nice.
He got them doorknobs back on, but I wasn't helping him. I said, boy, because he done went down in the shade, got a drill, and who told you to get my tools?
Okay.
Then you took the door. Do you know how hard it is? It's a pain in the tail to put a doorknob.
It is hard.
Trying
It's
to line that
extremely
screw
hard.
up, it's like it's a pain.
And he did it?
He did it on his own. His sisters must have helped him because I ain't helping.
That had to be impressive.
Bro, I did not help him. I said, look, bro, you got to figure this out by yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to figure this out by yourself.
Got it. What is, first of all, who is the person that you became? Like, who is the Justin you are today, the man you became, and how did you, do you feel like your childhood, played a part in that? Your overall perception of what your childhood did to affect your life, and who are you today?
My grandfather. I'm like my pop in a sense. Like, the way my childhood affects me now is the morals that I instill in my life now. It's more so because of what I got from them. Like, that's who I am. Like, family, my kids mean everything. You know what I'm saying? Nycki, I hold her down. Like, she need me, I'm there. I don't play about her. Like, I don't play about my kids. Like, And I get that from how my grandfather was. He took care of all of us.
Okay.
He didn't go outside on the porch and cry because he just had to spend his money on these bills. He didn't go on the porch and cry because as a kid, we had forced air heat, oil, vents. They be knocked out. I'm going in the living room because I like to used to put a vent, like the vents to blow the air out. I would put a blanket over top of the vent, and I would lay under the blanket. And when the vent blow, it's like it blow the blanket up and like make me like a little force field with all heat under there.
Right.
I'm going to turn the thermostat up to 90. So because I don't understand heat how I understand it now.
Right.
I'm thinking I turn it up, the heat's going to keep blowing.
Right.
Not knowing it's a temperature. Once it reaches a temperature, it cuts off.
It stops. Right.
I don't know that, so I'm thinking I cut it up, it's going to keep blowing. They used to be coming downstairs like, yo, why is this heat on 90? Like, it's April, why is it on 90? You know what I'm saying? Like that, right? But he never complained. Because you know how people now is like, don't touch my damn thermostat.
Right.
72
right.
all year long, don't touch it.
Right.
But they ain't complain about that. He never, like, and it's like, I ain't watch him sweat. I don't know how hard it was for him, but I never seen him sweat.
Right.
So it's like, that felt good as a kid to know that you're all right and I'm not watching these people crying and sweating to make sure that I'm all right.
Got it.
So now it's like, I want to be solid like that.
Okay.
I want to be stand up like that for my kids. Like, I don't want them to have to watch me sweat because they asked me for something.
Right.
Like, I don't want them to have to watch me sweat because they need something. No, I just want to be able to do it.
In conclusion, give some advice to blank-year-old Justin. So if you could talk to any younger version of yourself as a kid, what age would he be and what would you say to him?
8th grade, going into the 9th.
So this is 14
years.
14-year-old Justin.
Go to class, go to school. Everything that you think you want to do, you're going to be able to do it. Like, if I can change anything, like I really wouldn't want to change, because you know, the outcome, my children, things like that, I want them. But I will go to class. Bro, I will go to class. Like I promise you, Lee, I'm about as smart as you. I just didn't apply it.
And by the way, I'm humbled by that. Thank you.
Like, I didn't apply it. I didn't go to class. I wanted to sit around and just be a hoodlum, a knucklehead, run around smoking weed and shit in school and all that.
Superstar athlete.
You know what I'm saying? But it panned out. I'm cool. Like, I'm not mad at my life. Like, I got kids. I'm not gonna say I'm successful like that, but I work every day. I'm an earner. Like, I'm not out here begging nobody to buy my sneaks, to buy my kids stuff. I hold it down. You feel me? But I will go to class. I always give myself that opportunity. If I can go back, I wouldn't go back to 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. I would go back to 8th grade summer.
Okay.
And go to class. Because just think about it. We're in our 40s now.
Right.
You ever been to prison?
No.
I've been to prison numerous times. And we still like the same stuff. You like sneaks, socks, clothes. You go about your way to get it, and I go about my way to get it. Now they both honest. I do electric, you do what you do.
Right.
I took all these breaks trying to sell these drugs. For what? For me to end up to do honest work, I took all these breaks. I can't own a gun license because of my background. From all these breaks.
Right.
So what I would tell myself is, F them breaks.
Right.
Line yourself up, because if you work hard in your 20s, your 30s and your 40s and your 50s, they're gonna be sweet. The longer you take to start locking that shit down, like right now, if I work in my 30s, my 40s is gonna be a little tough, my 50s might be a little all right, but I got like a decade late start. Like, you gotta think, it's people, just imagine 25 years at a company and you retire, right? Imagine getting in the company at 18 or 19.
Right.
You put 25 in. You talking about 44, 45 tops, you retired. 45, your knees still working, you feel good, and you can retire, you get the pension, you can go get this little BS side job or find a side hustle, videoing, whatever. That's the move. That's the move. It ain't all about, you know what I'm saying, the glitz and the glamour. That's what we was chasing. All that chasing that glitz and glamour, all it did was prolong what we know we had to do.
The inevitable.
We gotta live right, we gotta be right to do right. So all we did was prolong the morals that these people have been instilling in us for our whole adolescent years. Do this, you gotta do that. This is why they telling us. This is why my grandpa wasn't a verbal guy. But actions speak louder than words. In a lot of cases, vice versa. But in his case, I watched him get up every day, 4 to 12. What did I say? 4 to 12, 4 to 8. I mean, what? 12 to 8, 8 to 4. 4. It didn't matter. His swing shift, he got his body acclimated, and he went to work that shift. Next week, it swapped. He got his body right because he knew he had to. This is his castle. He got to make sure it's all right. He wasn't trying to break the law to do that. He went up and got to work. He went to work. Like, I had dope people, bro. My uncle was Poppy Sharp. My uncle is Poppy Sharp. Ask your old heads who Poppy Sharp is. I had every plug to get a decent city job. My grandpa worked at CCMU. I could have got in there through him. My uncle Poppy Sharp, he's like the Black Panther of Camden. But I chose to take those easy routes, sell the drugs here to fix the car, end up going to jail, come home from jail, flipping, you worrying about this, now you right back to the same thing. Gotta go to jail again, do 4 years on that bid. I ain't got no more bids in me. I could have avoided all these bids had I put forth what I already knew. I already had this.
Back in 8th grade.
Right, bro, I had a scholarship to go to Temple University. My senior year, recruiters came to Camden High. I'm in Coach King class, English. They come in, pull me out in the hallway. Bro, I'm high as a kite. Smell just like weed. I'm high as a kite. He told me, he said, we love you, but your grades suck. We'll Prop 48 you and give you 3 years to play. Would you like to come to Temple? I said, absolutely. Absolutely. I want to come. What happened? It's 96. July, my grandma died. I go to jail, get bailed out. August, go to jail again. Fuck my scholarship up. So now I'm in prison. But the scholarship just sitting on the table. Come home from prison, 97. Who calls? Who I reach out? Coach Kelly. Remember Coach Kelly? Sequoia.
Okay.
He said, Justin, I still got your highlight tape on my stack of highlight tapes that I look at. I still love your game. I'm gonna send out the packet, fill it out. We can get you covered to get here, we'll pay for it. Hey, Lee, you know, I'm on fucking college package was like this thick.
Facts. Right.
There I got to about 7 pages, man. I put the shit in the closet, went right back to the streets.
Okay. So
it's
you would have told 14-year-old you to be focused, go to
stay
class,
there.
do your thing.
It's gonna pan out. It's gonna work. It's gonna pan out. It has to. It's life. It's life. What they say with the stylists, they say people make the world go round. This is what we do.
Right.
Learn, get educated, get in the field, find your lane, love it, create yourself. Create what you need, what you want. And if everybody do that, it'd be less of what we go through. But us, we, choose the fast route. We ain't have it easy. The girls, they want a nigga with money. So what we do, we try to go get some money. You know what I'm saying? But
Justin, we appreciate having you, baby.
man, this was like, listen, man, I was probably one of the first you called, and I'm just watching them, and I'm watching them. I'm like, yo, man, I have to get here. I said, this is my boy, man. I said, leave my boy, man. All them wedgies I gave this guy, all those wedgies in the football equipment, like you running your lap, we running behind you. Crack! Get on up, come on! Look at you, man. You cut up now. Got muscles, shirt all tight. Come on, man. But we good, dog. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you so
More than
much,
a pleasure.
Jess.
More than a pleasure, man.